Have your way.
All right, Miss Amanda, come on and share with us about how you felt about last night, the first night of the leadership class.
Okay, so for starters, I will say the class was fantastic, and it completely made me realize that, like, I'm completely okay who I am. Like, I'm working on me, and that's how it's supposed to be, and I need to be myself. I was so, like, energized after the call. It took me a little while to go to sleep, but when I woke up this morning, I felt so much lighter, just like a whole weight had been lifted just completely off my shoulders. It's amazing. I love it. I love it so much.
All right. Woo!
Yes, I like that. I like that.
Yes, we love you, Amanda. We thank you for your courage. I mean, she had the courage last night to just be who she is. And often, I can't speak about no one else, but often I don't have the courage to be who I am. And so I greatly appreciate you, Amanda, and Antonio for doing what you do, sir.
Well, I've got a few skill sets. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you very much. It was a good day. We're definitely going to talk about it. And then Queen Chi is going to get on camera real quick. We want to help her out. And then we want to help you all out too. But we're going to repeat a few things. Grace, I offered something really good yesterday. I have no idea what it was. To hold it for right now until more people come. I just know it was really good. I just don't remember what it was. But I knew I wouldn't go remember because it was a spur of the moment. Oh, yes. Got you. $25,000 from your closet. Yes. And we're going to personally show them, help them get set up, blah, 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 blah. We got it. Okay, got you. We're going to do that for sure. And then we're going to, Queen Chi does her TED Talk tomorrow.
Woo!
Yes. So she does a TED Talk tomorrow. So I'm going to be looking for 5 givers, so to speak, but we'll do that here in a second. We want to, I'll explain. I think, how much are the tickets, Queen Chi?
I think they're $20.
6 or 20. All right, then. So 6. I'll be asking 5 people for $6 or $20.
No, $20.
20. All right, good. $20. 5 people for $20.
You got mine. You've got mine, Antonio.
There you go. Appreciate you. And I'll explain, but the long story short is we want to make sure, TED Talks come with some stuff, and we want to make sure she's represented properly. And we feel she had 5 more tickets that flow from her name. They would give her favor in her video. Did that make sense? All right. And TED Talk.
And is there a link for the tickets?
There sure is. And she's going to send it to me. And so once you send it to me, once you put it in the chat right now, Queen Chi, and then these folk can give now. And then we'll just keep repeating it. But we want to help her get 5. It's just 5, just $20. Just $20.
Did you ever get out the airport, Queen Chi?
Yeah, right back to the house.
Out the airport, back to the house. Look at that. That is. So what assurances do you have that you're going to get to Jersey tomorrow, wherever you're going? You need to.
I'm leaving tonight. I switched airlines, so I'm flying out of United instead of the other one I can't say on mine. So I switched to a different airline because that other airline, they got strikes. They had multiple cancellations for days. It was 3 cancellations yesterday, so it kept rolling us over. So think about 3 canceled flights of people, and we're just rolling.
Understand.
Win the lottery. Is it my turn? No.
Yes.
So I finally got tired because I hadn't slept in over 24 hours. I can't do this no more. We just gonna do another way. So I went and got a ticket from United, and I fly out tonight. I get there at 10:53 tonight in Newark.
Got
So,
you.
I'll
Okay.
be there.
All right. Hopefully they have enough pilots. I was flying somewhere and there was a lot of cancellations. And somebody pretty smart with some knowledge. This was last year in the middle of the pandemic, early last year. And they was like, what's really happening is there's a pilot shortage. And sure enough, 2 months later, they start breaking the news. There's a pilot shortage. You know, so they knew before then, but they canceling them as if, you know, well, they cancel without explanation. And people are just assuming certain things. So good then. Well, let's help Queen Chi out. $20 a ticket, and we want her to have 5 more tickets. 5 more tickets. Here it is. Here it is right here. So here is no, I would not accept your cookies. Not even close. And then let's see, $20 online watch party pass. Well, $20 plus tax, plus fee, plus tax. There you go. And it ends in 2 hours. So you got 2 hours, y'all. There we go. I'm glad we clicked this. We got 2 hours. So we need to get 5 tickets. 5 tickets. And I'm not sure how many of you are entertainers or influencers or anything like that. But sometimes an event will put you on and then give you an expectation of how many people to draw as well. And the bigger the event, sometimes that happens. It just does. It does. It even happens with small events too, but this isn't a small event, obviously. No, just $20, you know, just $20. Just your nickel bag, you know, 4 nickel bags. You understand what I'm saying? You can go ahead and part with $20 worth of weed. It's all right. It's all right. It's just one bottle of cheap alcohol for me. You know, it's all right. We'll get it done. And then as you get them, I know Sugar's going to do it. Send it directly to Sugar, so because she's on her phone, and as soon as she parks, send it directly to Sugar Grace. That way she ain't got to do all that stuff.
Yes,
as you give throughout the call, please let us know so we can just, get the 5. Typically we would give in silence, but let's have her say, put Frida in. There you go. We sure appreciate you. And then so we're gonna do all this right now.
I will do it.
We sure appreciate you. That's at least 4 of us, I believe. But we want to count money that got spent. That's what we want to do. Group economics. Remember, I don't know if I taught you. I don't know if y'all listening, but how do I say this politely again? If you all keep your money in this community 17 times before it leaves, or any community, you will automatically become wealthy. And today we're talking about how to benefit from the recession. I see I got a little work to do. It must be y'all got the Friday, y'all don't know what y'all got. Y'all got the Friday relaxies or something. We're going to call it something else. Y'all got the Friday relaxies. That don't even make sense, but I can't say munchies. It's the relaxies. Let me explain. So we're going to do how to do the recession, how to benefit. We talked about the recession yesterday. Now we're talking about how to benefit. I'll give you 10 ways to actually monopolize on the recession. Is that valuable to you? Outstanding. If you don't think you can monopolize on a recession, someone's monopolizing off of you right now. And if you do think you can do it, all right, well, I'm going to give you steps. I'm going to make the confusion go away and tell you where to go. Last night was awesome. You are right. It was good to see all of you, your shining faces. It was, Otis took off his 7-piece suit. He went up classy for I remember preaching out here because preachers, he said, I got a 7-piece suit for my anniversary. And he showed up, found the 7-piece suit. I was like, Reverend, talking about Dwyer. What is a 7-piece suit? He
For real,
found,
it was 7 pieces.
he found 7 pieces. I didn't
Lord.
even know. Google it,
Three
Grace.
is a lot. Okay, hold on.
Yes. Google it, Grace. Google 7-piece suit. He found. I mean, he had the cane to match the hat. It was all sorts of stuff. So anyway, it was absolutely fantastic last night. If we'll get now, let's see. Who wants to say something about it? Amanda just said something. Maybe we get one more person to say something about it last night. Anybody who amongst thee?
I will.
Right. Queen T, go ahead.
It's just wonderful. First of all, the atmosphere is so laid back that it's inviting for you to be yourself, right? Whatever yourself is. And I just really love that about our community in general. Is that it's a community where you can come in and there are no pretenses, there are no airs. You can really feel comfortable just being whoever you are, right? And whatever that looks like and whatever that feels like, you're invited. So to be in a leadership space, and I ain't gonna tell y'all what he said, but to be in a leadership space and have the authority tell you just relax and really be whatever that looks like, go ahead and do you on these sessions was like a breath of fresh air, because that's really not out here in the world, in religious spaces, specifically in leadership spaces. They're very stuffy and want you to put on pretense to fit into their paradigm of whatever their organization is supposed to look like. So to have a space where leaders can come and just really be yourself and be free and be respected for being and applauded for being that is amazing.
No doubt. Thank you so much for that. Yes, please. I appreciate you. You've said a couple of things that I didn't even process myself. Amanda just got her ticket, and I believe Arshia just disconnected so she can get her ticket as well. And I'll re-explain these tickets as well. Yes, that class has always been the best thing that we've ever done. It's always the best thing in ATS. It's now part of Assembly of Wonders now, for sure, because only a few people work on themselves, and it's always cream of the crop people. So what you have is, and then I make it so exclusive to get in. So now you got the exclusive for the cream of the crop. So you always have the people at the right energy who are now saying whatever it takes. I'm not coming back to where I'm at no more. So you have all that energy going on. And then what you have is that atmosphere she was just talking about. So it's absolutely fantastic. And everybody, it was fun to see everybody's cameras on. You know, it was almost like we wasn't online digital. You know, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So if you have not experienced that, you probably won't until next year. We got 3 more weeks to join, but there you go. Go ahead, Sandra.
It was the best party I ever went to.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Only thing the party was missing was vodka and maybe some orange juice. You know, next class I'm gonna come with my scotch. So y'all, just so y'all know, I'm gonna come with my scotch in a clear glass. And I'm gonna tell you now, everybody go take a break and go get what you need, because you know you got to keep it real with you grown folk now. You grown folk, you're busy all doggone day. So come 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 at night. You know, that's habit time. I need somebody to agree with me right there.
Yes, time to relax.
Right.
Time to relax.
Yeah, that's habit time. Look, I done took care of these kids all doggone day. And took care of their boss all day. This is habit time. That's it. Let me run my bubble bath, my little spiritual bath, and whatever y'all do. It's all good. Yes, sir.
I just put in the order for you, Queen.
Well, nice. I sure appreciate you. Thank you so much. So that's Amanda, that's Jerome, and then I know Arshia going to come back. So there you go. So we got 3 more.
Dr. Sugar did hers.
Dr. Sugar did hers.
Dr. Sugar says she's going to give somebody that ticket. She's going to gift it to someone.
Cool. Appreciate you. That's 3. So we need 2 more. If you're missing.
You got me.
You did
Renee
did yours?
Renee,
has
yes, put
4.
hers in the
So
chat.
we need one more. Good. We need one. If
I
you're missing,
got a comment about last night too, Antonio.
okay. If you're missing what we're doing, Queen T needs one more ticket to have Favor at her TED Talk, and it's tomorrow. And we are just doing group economics. That's just $20 plus tax. We got nothing to do with that. $20 plus a fee, but that's American capitalism for sure. Just $20. And we just need one more person just to do it. And that way she can have all the favor that she is allotted to, and all that stuff like that. Jerome, run it for us.
In reference to last night, you know I hate to give you compliments.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do take them to my head, and it's already big.
What really blessed me was a week ago. I had to, almost 2 weeks now. I had to end up talking to my sister, the one I was having all the problems with, and because my older sister, who volunteered to be the mediator, backed out because my younger sister burnt that bridge. So then it was a question of, now what do I do next? So instead of sitting there wrestling with it, I texted her, told her I'll call you tomorrow, picked up the phone, called her, moving forward. And then when you were saying yesterday about us allowing other people to steal our blessings and steal our dreams and all that, because we allowed them to, I was like, that mofo. Because I had to move past all of that to reach out to her. And then I said, you don't trust me, I don't trust you. That's not what we're talking about. We got some things that need to be done, that need to get done. And if we're willing to, move forward, we can get some things done. We ain't got to get everything done. And we started moving forward. I went, because that's energy that you're vibrating at, that you're putting out there, that's stealing away from you, so you can't do the things you need to do. And I went, that damn Antonio.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So I didn't say anything last night, but when you said that, I went, and you're absolutely right. So I was like, damn. So I got to pat you on the back for that one too. Don't worry, I'll get you. You still a heathen, and I'll say something bad about you later.
Thank you so much, Jerome. I wore my good vest just for your compliment. I so appreciate you, just for your compliment. This the suede one. This, you can rub this one and relax. Stuff like
and
that. Yes.
I did what I said I was going to do. I came back up here and I apologized to my husband for putting off the energy that I had been putting on, and telling him that I felt bad because I realized that I had been making him feel like I was better than him. No matter what I was doing, I was putting out that kind of energy, and that I was making him feel like no matter what he was doing, he couldn't do the right thing. And that's not how I want somebody who's around me to feel ever. And he's like, what did you do in that class? I was like, oh, you would not even believe. I was like, this class is amazing. He's like, you've never said that. I said, I never realized it until last night. I said, it was what we were talking about. It's just how it came through. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh my gosh, I do this to him all the time, and it's not fair to him. Like, and how can I expect him to be, the support system for me if I'm making him feel like he's small all the time? Like, I can't do that.
Man, come on, y'all not gonna clap for that? Y'all don't know when to clap.
Yes.
And let me tell you, this is why all y'all cameras gotta be on, because if you be honest with yourself, some of you other wives, I'm just talking about women for right now, should have said, you know what? I'm hiding behind her. I'm clapping for her, but I'm worse than her. This, you ain't gotta, you don't have to say it. Just you don't have to. I don't bother y'all. But let me. Oh, go ahead, Renee. Go ahead, because I was about to get in trouble.
We had we had a nice talk yesterday after the leadership, and I said to him, and I had to really apologize a little bit apologize to him, because I said, our anniversary, I felt some kind of way. And I told him, I said, because we went out and had a breakfast, and then he was hurting. and we chilled back at home, and I wanted to go out to eat later on, and I was kind of, mad, and I was sulking. I was sulking a little bit that day, and I was like, and I said, I'm sorry, because I said, because that wasn't right. I said, that wasn't right to do to you. And I was like, I have your body doesn't decide when it's going to hurt. And it was wrong for me to be like, to want to be like, well, but, and he said, well, Renee, why didn't you tell me I would have went? And I said, that's just it. I don't want you to go. I said, I knew you would do anything for me, but I don't want you to do that. And then you're hurting and we really can't enjoy it. I was like, you needed to rest. But I took it out on him and was like, man, and then I said, that's not right. You can't put somebody like that and put them in a box and be like, well, you gotta, we supposed to do this and do that, because it's just not realistic. And I was putting certain demands on him, and he would do it, but his body was hurting. So I really had to be, you just have to be truthful, for real, for real. And he was like, Renee, I didn't even know that. And I said, yeah, because I went out to do something, and I stayed out for a while, and I just, I came home a little later, and I was like, man, and I was sulking. I was. I was like, man, I said, ma'am, it's our anniversary. We gonna be here, and I was all amped up, and then I was like, are we gonna get all dressed up, and and we didn't, and we stayed home and we chilled. But I was just like, but I didn't let him know any of that.
Right.
And
of
he
course.
just didn't know. And he just was like, because I didn't want to weigh on him any more than he already was. So it's sometimes you have to have those talks.
Well, it's not just
we've had some talks. We've had some talks.
It's not just for the talks. You're messing with your dreams. Every time you vibrating at that secret problem with your spouse, you saying, stupid dream, didn't want it anyway.
And see, we had to talk about it. And sometimes we had to have those ugly talks because we want to be better. And I told him, I said, I'm glad that we're in this now, because we a year in. And that means it can only continue to get better because we put everything out on the table. And I'm like, because you have to really say, my husband's in a wheelchair and there's things that he can do, but I cannot be upset over the things that he's not able to do yet. And you have to be careful, because sometimes those will happen and those will come into your mind. And you'd be like, well, why can't he do this? Well, he can't do it right now. It doesn't mean that he won't be able to, but I do expect that. I will say this, I do expect the things that he's able to do that he does for him to do. But I can't say, do this when I know that it's not possible right now. And being truthful with him as well as myself can only open things up if I just keep it real and not be like, well, I gotta do this. Just be honest. There was a new honesty that came in on our relationship, and I was glad, because it was like, we just have to be truthful with ourselves and be truthful with others, because we can't expect anything to happen if we just send our representatives all the daggone time, yo.
You ain't gonna make no money that way. Come on, y'all clap for Renee real quick. Probably Jay, don't you say that. Now I want y'all to pay attention to something. Does anybody here disagree that I am huge on women's rights?
Nope.
Have I ever shown anything different than that? Women,
no.
Transgender, all that stuff. Like, it don't matter. I'm big on it. I talk about women's rights way more than I do about anything else. So put a pin in that. We're coming back to it.
You flirted with Otis last night. I caught that.
Well, he's an attractive man, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't help myself.
I found-
He probably got me on speakerphone like, what? Oh, what, Otis?
Side note, I found out that Otis and Anthony are fraternity brothers. So there you go.
Well, look at that then. Okay, then. All right. This coffee's still too hot, y'all. It should be
Rue.
It is. Now, I want you all to receive something real quick. What Renee did was a movable standard that was impossible for Prophet Jerry to hit. And that's how it happens. And the good thing is that she went and burnt that karma with her husband. And now let's just put God in it, because most of you will relate to that. God then says, oh, well, I've been holding this for you. Now that you done remove that.
Talk, sir.
Here you go. And if you don't think that is accurate, then you certainly don't understand the ways of life. You're not looking at your human experience. You're certainly not reading any of your sacred texts, because you are not allowed for any reason to love God, hate people, be a swine and get pearls. I can do this all day if you want me to. Be a dog and get crumbs. You just be a leopard and get touched. That you just can't be this and expect blessings to come your way. Let's take our pen out. Today, I started something yesterday. I started doing a whole video yesterday, but I said, nah, last time I did that, somebody didn't like it and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't feel like it. I feel like it today. I didn't even feel like it yesterday, but I feel like it today. This is going to be a one-way conversation for about 5 minutes. So you just hold thine comments, because it needs to be said. A man is worthless, has no value, unless that man gives a woman everything, even his blood. And you don't have to agree with it, but women, if you do disagree with it, you are wrong off top. I want you to count how many in America we just had Father's Day. Please count how many Father's Day commercials you saw. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you to recall in your mind how many Father's Day commercials you saw. Let's take the anniversary for a moment. Now, I'm always taking up for women. You're going to let me teach y'all the struggle of a man. Take anniversary. What makes a good anniversary? That man making that anniversary good. I don't give a damn about what you're about to tell me, but I do it too. You're the exception. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. If that man does not give all of himself, all of his wealth, a significant portion of his paycheck, that man has no value. He messed up. Let's take birthdays. If that man does not remember your birthday, come through before your birthday, make a big deal for your birthday. Can I push it further? Celebrate your birthday all month, or let you celebrate your birthday all month with your friends. That man has no value. His birthday, one moment of whatever it may be, whether it be one 24-hour moment, one moment, that's just the way it works. I'll push it further. Well, I've already talked about the double standard of women and how y'all supposed to sit around and wait to be picked. So you get to let these men have their moment. You get to let these men have their moment, okay? A man has to work all day, provide all day. And if that man does not provide, that man is considered weak and then subject to abuse from a woman or any significant other because he is weak, and then consistently made fun of for being weak when you say to us men, stop being so strong. So which one is it? On top of that, If there's a divorce, that man only handled that divorce well if he gave half or more. So you don't want to play with me on this day. According to a court of public opinion, according to the court of actual judicial system, unless that man lose half, you ain't got to believe that. The whole Johnny Depp trial was a good case for y'all. That men can actually be in abusive relationships and be the victim. A man is not allowed to get raped. If a man rapes a woman and that woman vaginal area gets wet to help her body with the friction, they say nothing. If a man gets raped and his body gets erect, you say, but you liked it. A man is expected to pick a woman who has less than him and bless her. Expected to pick a woman who has 100% significantly, sometimes 1,000% less than her. A man with a doctorate is expected to pick a woman who is humble and worthy with no degree or some degree or lower degree or lesser money and provide. Woman better not ever do that. You all know that a woman with a doctor's degree making $1 million better not marry a construction worker making $32,000. But a man marrying a construction worker or a man marrying an assistant, a CMA, a CPA, a dental assistant making $32,000 a year, he making $1 million, it's a good man. He didn't forget where he came. His mama raised him right. So to end, take it easy on these men out here. Because here's the deal. You ain't got to like it. I hope all y'all husbands hear me in the background. You don't have to like it. But let me tell you what is real. It's never going to stop being real. If you can't make money, you're going to say, and you got a man, you're going to say, babe, can you blah, 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 blah. If you don't like that, let me help you out even more. We go to war every day. If we white, boss don't like us. If we white, we got the whole world on top of us. We supposed to be like, it feels supposed to be a superhero, fix the economy, be Republican, and write laws in 1 hour. It's the truth. Yes. If you are non-white, now you run out there against the whole world. And then we got to go home and go to war at home and sit there and be quiet. Because if I say something back, I'm not supposed to. I'm being chauvinistic. I'm using the Bible against you or something like that. Give men a break. Do you women get to comment on this? Nope. Keep your mouth shut. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't get to say nothing. You don't get to respond. Not even in the positive. Not even in the positive, because we let y'all have it all day. We let y'all say we ain't shit. Men ain't nothing. Men ain't doing this. Men ain't doing that. Women got this, got this, got this. We do it all day, especially on this call. Well, that 7 minutes was ours. We have no value unless we lose ourselves. It's not a good man if that man stays a man. No. We're supposed to become a warrior, become an extreme provider and never slip up, be a provider for the kids while somehow being a nurturer. And then we got to look at y'all on Father's Day, post about Happy Father's Day to all the single women and the single mothers, when you never let us post that on Mother's Day. And it's a lot of single fathers out here. But that's not a thing. It sounds weird to even say it. Single fathers. Yes, it is. It's a lot of them. There's a lot of women on child support. Google it. I know quite a few. Men deserve a break. And so I'm going to applaud Amanda and Renee. This is where you can help me in the talk now. If y'all could just unmute your mics and clap for these two women who changed their men's life. Jesus. I know you don't like it. They're going to cancel me tomorrow. I know it. On YouTube right now, they're going to cancel me. But we all know that I am huge on women's rights, and I defend women every chance I get, far more than men. But y'all need to, you need to let us make it. And if you don't believe that, count the Father's Day commercials. It ain't just y'all, it's the whole system. You ain't never seen I Love My Father filter on Facebook.
I was looking for one. I was like, they don't have none. What is going on?
Don't even play, man. Don't even play. Anywho, Grace, I offered an offer yesterday. I forgot what it was. We took care of Queen Chi. I forgot what it was. What was it?
Drop shipping.
Somebody said something in another class yesterday. I remember Anthony was excited. Another class yesterday. It's going to be $99. You do not have to do it. I think I capped it off at what? How many people?
12.
12. Only 12 people, because it should be 30 of y'all that want to do it for sure. $99 one time. Because how do we start ATS? Well, besides asking donation from the church, we started a drop shipping company on eBay, going into our closet and turning closet money into a $250,000 business. We are professionals at it. The only reason we don't do it now is because if you do it at that level, that's the only thing you're doing. You ain't doing nothing else. You can't do $250,000 of shipping and think you doing something. You ain't got no side. Your side gig is going to the gas station to go to the post office or whatever you're doing, right? That's your side gig. So if you want to turn $99 into $25,000, we're not telling you $250,000. That's a deal. $25,000. This is how it's going to realistically work for you. eBay is going to then say, we only know how to do it on eBay. We're not doing nowhere else. Right? We only know how to do it on eBay, right? But I don't know how to do it on Amazon. Just eBay. All right, cool. What happens is they're going to start you off at like $200 a month and then move you up to $2,000 and all that stuff like that. $99. Here's the deal. Because we were talking about the recession. And so now I'm talking about how the benefit of recession. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the recession and how you can just go in your closet or get clothes from your friends. What we did, we asked all our friends to give us their kids' toys. They ain't playing no more. Just so you see, Deanna, what we did with these toys.
We sold them, and some of them we bundled and sold. That's
why I want you to be in detail. We did get in detail. What did we do? We took all our friends' toys, and y'all know that's a bunch of toys.
And we bundled them.
We put them toys in the theme. This is Spider-Man. This is Incredible Hulk. We made a hero collection. Took good pictures. Was selling that bundle for $30. PlayStation controllers. I'm telling you. And then we learned the hard way, Phil, because we was messing up at first. We was doing free shipping for everything because that's what everybody used to. Yeah. Go ahead, Deanna. You got excited.
It just mistakes cost. And this is what costed us because we were going by what we saw other people doing on eBay and they were doing no shipping. And we were like, okay, well, let's do this. But if the product is less than the amount of shipping, you're stuck out.
Yeah, you're losing money for sure. So what we did was we wound up changing our rules to free shipping on all orders $30 and up. It would take care of itself. Anyway, we'll show you the whole purpose, the whole plan. We'll show you how to grab the materials, how to go to garage sales and get those materials, how to talk to your friends or whatever. It's not a product. It is not a product. It's not a thing of ATS. It is
Antonio?
only. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there's 3 steps to arbitrage. 1, you have to find undervalued deals. 2, you have to find a way to add value with minimal effort. And 3rd, you have to find where to sell. So you've already exposed where to sell, which is eBay. But how to sell, how to position it, how to add value. Sometimes adding value is literally rewriting the description. So you get get a product off of eBay, just reposition it better so it sells better. There are multiple ways to do it, but the key really, if you do that right and mess up everything, you still make money, is finding undervalued deals. And that you only understand if you've actually done it.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we didn't have any money, so we
You
couldn't.
have done it. You have done it. You really know where to find. You've just given one idea, which is asking your friends. So if anyone's thinking, "Oh, we can try that," sure, you can try that. But I'm pretty sure that was Antonio's starting idea, the ideas he got later on, it's you really got to know this if you want to do this. This can replace your full-time job, by the way, and it's so much fun.
Oh yeah, it will replace your full-time job. It's going to replace 5 of your full-time jobs. There's no doubt about it. And trust me, refunds will get your account flagged. You get too many, so we got to teach you all that stuff too. That happened to us, and we had to. It was just and then pitches, and also it's a lot that goes into it, but not a lot to the point where it's irritating. Just that if you think you can just get something selling online, it's not going to work, because everybody's selling online. And what about your description and all sorts of stuff? It's a lot, but just 12 people. That's it. This is not an ATS class. We were just talking about getting out the recession and giving clever ways. And then a group of people said something yesterday on a different call. So I said I would bring it up today. I have kept my word. Is that clear? Reach out to Grace. Reach out to Grace. Y'all have a number. Reach out to Grace. 12 people, first come, first serve. So we will walk you through everything. You get an eBay account, all that stuff. Period. If you got any questions, you're wrong, because it's turning $99 into $25,000. So you're probably tripping. You understand? Go ahead, Sandra.
I am totally lost right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do from the time I figured out that you have to go to the link and get the ticket for Queen Chi.
Right.
I don't know. I'm lost with doing it. I went to it and I filled out the thing, but it's not going in or something.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Well, she hit her number, so don't worry about it.
It says it's saying place your order. So when I push it, it's not doing anything.
Okay, well, don't push it no more, because I don't want them to charge you 16 times.
Yeah,
don't push it no more.
If I may, I had that same problem, Sandra, and you hadn't put in your credit card information yet, had you?
No.
So you have to go to where it says like the card, and then put in that information in order to place the order.
Oh,
I don't see that.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's small.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
There you go.
It's hard to see on the phone. If you're doing it on the phone, it's really hard to see on the phone.
Okay. Just don't do it while driving. So you can go ahead and finish it. So she hit a number, but you can go ahead and do it. Overflow. Ain't nothing wrong with overflow. Ain't nothing overflow. Anyway, so that's it.
Can I say,
Mhm.
I want to be in that eBay thing. I just was hearing it, but I couldn't do anything about it.
No doubt.
Because I was trying to do that.
the car stuff.
That a multitasking type thing.
Look,
like that.
we never expected the eBay thing to take off. And when we first got to Les Brown, that's what we was doing like full time. That's what we was getting. We had 44 culture clients, and our main income was eBay for sure. We was doing eBay at Tampa, Florida, where we was at. We was doing it there. We was getting orders and fulfilling them at the place. We sure was for sure. We never expected to become a business. That's not what we was trying to do. What we was trying to do, I told everybody we need $55,000 to start ATS. We had $30,000 on one list and $25,000 on another list. We was only trying to get 25,000 of 55,000. That's all we was trying to do. So you don't have to make this a full-time thing if you don't want to. Just say, hey, I could use an extra 25,000. All right. And this is what you do. You turn 99, 25,000. If not, you can go somewhere else and spend money. I mean, you can spend money and all that stuff like that and go through all this. But we didn't even do drop shipping. That came later because we couldn't afford the apps for the drop shipping. But we was broke. I mean, real talk. Like there was zero. We started from zero. So we're going to teach you how we started, how we started and all that stuff like that. So Yolanda says she needs us to contact Yolanda. And that's it. It's not a sale. It's 12 people who's saying, God dog it, I'm going to give you 25,000 real quick. Go ahead, Anthony. That's all you need.
Excuse me, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
You need to make it a recording that people can get to later and buy. Because if they like me and you said it and I done just got rid of everything in my daddy's house and everything, I could have had a field day, but now I can't. They could buy it later when they want to do something like that.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. We'll do that. Classes are short, straight to the point. I think it shouldn't be no more than 8 of them, if that, because it's just step by step. But we'll walk you through a counseling. But this is just for you. Like, I cannot stress this enough, because what we talking about today, Grace?
How to benefit from the recession. All
right, see how Slick Side already went there? That Slick Side. Mom 3 Virtual said on YouTube, double standard. She's right. When I was talking about the men and the women, right? Double standard. She's absolutely right. Double standard for sure. For sure, it's a double standard. But you know what? We ain't getting rid of no double standards no time soon. That's for sure. You gotta create a community. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, because yesterday it sounds like the conversation and the little snippet that I heard last night was so awesome. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly. When I say I feel like somebody was praying against me or something was going on yesterday, because this is the first time that I've ever been on these Zooms with you guys, and my phone act up so bad. And even at praise and worship rehearsal, like, the keyboardist, he had told Pastor a month ago he wasn't gonna be there, and now we don't have a keyboardist, now we don't have a drummer, now they switched all the songs. So it was like when I said as soon as I clocked out of work, everything was just running against like what I had to do. And even with my cake order stuff, like, I was supposed to start on my things, but because I was so backed up with everything else, it was like, what is going on? And I told Mom, because I could hear the conversation going on because she was listening to it or whatnot. She was listening to it and I can hear the conversation, and she was like, I can't get on right now because the way I felt, the energy was not good enough to receive, because I was just so frustrated. Like, I was literally 5 seconds away from exploding because everything was not going in line to what, and I said, God, this must be like somebody praying against me, because I had been so excited about the leadership class. I wanted to sit down. I already told y'all I'd be 30 minutes late. I wanted to sit down, have my notes and stuff or whatnot, and be prepared and ready. But when I say everything was tripping against me yesterday. And that was a mess.
So, okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, put a pin in that real quick. Grace, I need 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes. 3 minutes to do this right now. Because that's really good. And that's going to take, what did Jesus say, Jerome? Someone touched me differently. And then when they said, there's a different touch. That's what just happened just now. That was a different touch. Somebody touched me. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, somebody touched my garment differently just now. I got to come back to that. Go ahead, Greg.
Tell me when to hit the start button.
Start right now. How to benefit from the recession. Step 1, you need to get cash heavy ASAP. Then turn cash into cash flow. That's what you want to do, like the $99 for the eBay stuff for. You want to get 25,000, then turn 25,000 into 4,000 a month. Yeah. Can you process it now? That's the point of the getting cash, and then taking the cash and the thing. Second thing, stop thinking thousands, think millions. If you want to benefit from the recession, stop thinking thousands, think millions. Will you get millions? Probably not.
I did it.
Good. I'm glad you did it. That's an achievement for a baby boomer. Yeah. No, you're good. That's an achievement. Step 2 is think millions, not thousands. The reason why you want to do that, it's simple. Because $1,000 ideas are typically crap. $1 million ideas work. It's just as simple as that. And it's just as simple as that. There's nothing else. Nothing else. Find the right vehicle to turn your cash into cash flow is step 3. Listen, if you got $25,000, but you give it to yourself, you ain't the right vehicle. Ibrahim, I love the workbook. You're not in the right vehicle at all. You need to do something better. What's the right vehicle? Any vehicle that pumps you out money consistently at a good rate of return. Not an impossible rate of return, but a good one. Number 4, if you have small amounts of money, I would not go into stocks. Sorry. Now, of course, if you got Betterment, that's different because I was trying to teach y'all how to hurry up and get somewhere. You understand? But I would not go into stocks. If you have small amounts of money, then I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'll go into sales funnels or business partnerships like with Ken Johnson or something like that. Then you take those small amounts of money and then you roll that into stocks. That's what I would do. I'm not telling you that's right. I'm just telling you that's what I would do. And by small amounts of money, I mean, I got $10. I got $100. What can I do with it, Antonio? Well, you know what? Phil, here's $100. How soon can you give me back $110? 6 months. Sounds good to me because I was going to blow it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
Just it. In 6 months, you got $110. Like, forget trying to turn it. Y'all be trying to say, here's $100, I want $1,000. Wait a minute now. So you want 10,000% return on investment. You're just not making sense at all today. All right, Grace, time I got 10 seconds. I'm gonna need 3 more minutes, Grace. 10 ways that you can turn. 10 ways you can turn. 10 ways you can take advantage right now. Profit from fear. Number 1. Oh my God, it's a pandemic. I don't want to die. All right, sell masks. Anybody not treating it? Number 2, they're not treating their customers well. Serve those unhappy customers during a recession. There's a lot of people out there right now scaling back, and they also scale back customer service or customer loyalty. When you scale back, you're firstly scaling back customer loyalty. Oh, we can't hire that many people. All right. You also said we can't do that much customer service. You got to be careful. You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. You want to benefit during a recession? Be super nice and deliver comfort. Trying to make money? Turn your product into comfort. I just did it, even though we're not trying to make money with that. I just did it with the eBay. Look, 12 people only. If you're trying to capitalize this on you, it is not a product. It is only because it was a request that was made. That is it. Period. Point blank. That is it. Give unprecedented access to people so they can meet you. Do more Zoom calls, do more live videos, get out the high production, go live, have conversations with the people on your timeline, and then they will tell you, or you will find out a way to make money with them or from them, depending on how you're doing that. Number 5, tell people how good you are and say it as loud as Donald Trump. You can tell I wrote this with my words, right? You got to tell people how good you are. If Queen Chi, I'm gonna pop Queen Chi in her head with a coffee cup. If she do that TED talk and take the humble route on me, you better. I got the best TED talk ever. Nobody had my TED talk. You better Donald Trump this TED talk. Stop playing that TED talk. Stop following me. This TED talk gets played once a day for the next 365 days. And it gets posted on demand once a day for 365 days. As a matter of fact, I'm making the outfit I wore on the TED talk an NFT now. How about that? You understand? Every time people say, "Ooh, I like that." All right. Whatever they like, that's a t-shirt. It's a whole t-shirt. You go say, go to my TED talk to get more of this. Be what the field say, be so good they can't ignore you. Talk so loud they can't ignore you. Because in a recession, everybody's screaming, and you gotta holler louder than they screams about how good you are. You ain't gotta like it. It don't mean it's not real. Number 6, reduce all unnecessary expenses. In the name of Allah, please. Number 7, team up with only like-minded people. Recessions separate people. For the love of God, separate yourself with the right people. Number 8, master sales funnels. Number 9, take that cash flow that you have made so far and put yourself in real estate as fast as possible. And number 10, pure to Antonio T. Smith Jr. teachings and standards. Do it all over again. Repeat steps 1 through 9 until you get to where you want to get to. That's it. That's everything. That's how you benefit. I need to address.
Man, that was right at 3 minutes. My alarm just went off. Go ahead.
Okay, good. You speak enough. You got a little time in your head. You speak enough. You got a little time in your head. Good. I need to talk about Yolanda real quick. Not about Yolanda real quick. Talk about what she brought up for everybody, because that pulled differently. The reason why you are in disclaimers. Let me tell y'all why. Sometimes people like me give disclaimers to say, wait a minute, I'll frame your thinking. You hear me say that all the time, because I'm literally saying, wait a minute, I can't talk to you. Let me grab your brain real quick and frame what I need to talk to, because I understand, acknowledge, and reverently respect your programming. I understand that every time I'm a man and my face is black and I say anything about the women, you're going to feel all the hypocrisy of the Black church, even if I said it or not. It's programming. You didn't like that? Because that was real talk. That was 100% real. If I say, Queen Chi, a woman oughta, you're going to think about all the church folk who started a sentence with a woman ought to. And you're
Facts.
not just going to,
yes, you ain't lying.
Yes, you're not just going to listen to me. You're going to listen to me with all that church experience going on. So I understand programming. So I'm about to say something that's going to hit all y'all programming. So allow me to ease this programming to the point where I really said, Grace, give me 6 minutes, because I had to do 3 minutes twice. Do this just so I can only talk about this now, because that pulled there, and she touched the hem of the garment differently. Grace, what's the rule? What's the first rule of the leadership class?
Stay in the plane.
All right. I think y'all missed what that meant. Let me help you.
You think some folks were ready to jump last night?
They weren't just ready to jump. I'm talking specifically about Yolanda and the energy of, soon as I decide to do good. Come on, somebody finish it for me.
Evil is always present.
And that's what happened to Yolanda. And I need you to hear something. Listen, let me frame your thinking. I am not in any way against you. I am telling you, it's you versus you. If I just saw it the other day, I have the transformer blue because I got like it's a bunch of trees just they growing on the transformer field, but the city's so small they ain't got no money to come and cut down the trees, so they just keep doing patchwork on it. And they every time the tree hit it properly, the pow, and so it costs more money than that, but they just like doing it. That's why the internet went off yesterday, and I had to log in, but with the phone. Oh no, I ain't logging on the phone. I had Deanna call me on 3-way. Listen to me. Let me tell you what's successful. I am no longer talking to Yolanda. I am talking to all of you with the spirit through the lens of every time I desire to do good, evil is always present. That's what happened to Yolanda. Now she said it felt like somebody's praying against me. I'm gonna come back to that later. But listen to me. That's why you stay in the plane. Stay in the plane doesn't mean don't quit the class. It doesn't mean, well, it got hard, I'll show up next week. No, stay in the plane means fight for your life to get yourself in the seat, no matter how much the tornadoes, the pressure is leaking, the plane is nose diving, you stay in your seat no matter what. If your phone stopped working, go to somebody else's device. Every last one of y'all houses right now got 6 devices. Kids, get off that YouTube on your phone. Give me your phone. I need to log into something important going on over. Y'all go outside and play anyway. You need to lose weight anyway. Or release weight, whatever you want to say. Go out there and activity. Go get some vitamin D. You got another device. And if you don't have another device, girl, look, I don't know why this internet tripping. Grace, can you just 3-way me in there? I've seen Antonio do it. This is what stay in the plane means. Stay in the plane means that you're going.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to turn on video right now. I'm at my wife's parents' house, and just right now, as you might be able to see in the camera, yeah,
it's coming.
You might be able.
Okay, yeah, okay, got you now.
Yeah, no electricity. Electricity just went away. Wow. I turned on my mobile data, and I just turned on my hotspot, and my device is working.
There you go. Staying in the plane. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I was talking to, what's her name? What's the good witch name? Sheena. I was talking to Sheena 2 days ago, yesterday. All of Honduras, well, where she's at, lost electricity. She was out without Wi-Fi for 15 hours. So she started building a course. Stay in the plane. Stay in the plane. Because the moment you decide, I know somebody needs to. That's why I did the class the way I did it today. And I can feel y'all pulling at me in a good way. The moment you decide, Amanda, to apologize to your husband, everything unlike apologizing to your husband showed up in your life. The moment you said on the call, I'm gonna apologize to my husband. Phone rang, text message came, big toe started hurting. She had to use the restroom all of a sudden. Favorite TV show.
My children tried to call me.
See, the children tried to do this happened, that happened. This is not, I am talking about money this whole time. Listen to me. Money. I need more people. More people like me need to scream this to y'all. Money is not a money problem. Financial intelligence is half of the story. Your vibration is all the story. You know how many old men can't read, don't know nothing about no financial intelligence, but keep good money and it's long? They ain't never read no Tony Robbins book. Ain't never read no, ain't never.
My grandfather, never.
They was longshoremen for 30 years. I'm sorry, that's a coastal thing. That's us down here. Y'all know what longshoremen is. You know what I'm saying? The people who work on them ships, They do 7 days on, 3 days off. Them kind of people. You understand what I'm saying? Or 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Those kind of people, them kind of jobs. Listen, do not get it twisted. I'm not on a rant. I'm not being esoteric. I'm telling you as rudely and as gently as possible. Somehow I'm doing both at the same time. That if your butt get out the plane, God limits those blessings for you. Instead of getting $2,200, you get $22. Instead of getting the palace, you get Potiphar's house. There is a story in the Quran, and it's one of my favorite stories. It's about a farmer with 5 sons. And help me out, Ibrahim, if you remember. It's a farmer with 5 sons, and the farmer does everything right. The father does everything right. And the 5 sons act like 5 sons. And they want to divide up the farm. And there's way more to that story, but I just wanted to talk about the 5 sons. There's 2 things that are glaring to me about vibration in that story in the Quran about the farmer with 5 sons. Number 1, the father typically does the work well. 2, the vibration of the children didn't match the vibration of the parents, and they ruined the blessing. Because we spent so much time receiving the gift instead of becoming the gift. Come on, Queen Chief. I got plenty to say.
You is speaking today. So yesterday, I caught myself preparing early. So I'm going to go in a day early. So if no hiccups, no travel, whatever happens, right? Yesterday, complete opposite. So I was literally at the airport from 5:30 in the morning, and I left about 5:45. All day rolling over. But every time I was really going back from gate A to gate C, gate A to gate C. And I had to tell myself, like, okay, we is getting our steps in today. We're getting this exercise. We're going to keep this high vibration. We is not going to let this affect us, because I know that all this happening, this is testing to see, are you ready to reign at this next level? And if your reaction, if your vibration is not right, then you're gonna have to stay right here, and we're gonna have to circle back around to test you again. So I said, okay. So that was fine with the being there, to staying there. And this one lady, I had to check myself. So I'm in the line to go to the counter so they could, tell you the next gate to go to and roll you over to the next flight. It's a line. And this lady, she comes from the side wing, right? Just inch on up. She comes stand next to me. So she let the 4 people who are ahead of me go. And we walk up to the counter together. And the lady said, "What's your name?" So we both say our name at the same time. And then she say her name again. And she was a white lady. And then because the counter person is also a white lady, y'all know it's Black people, she looks and addresses her first. So in the inside, I'm like, really? I said, okay. So then when it's my turn, I responded to the counter lady with joy. I'm like, hi, how you doing today? My name is whatever. So I walked away, and I'm looking at this lady, because she going with me to the next gate. And all I could hear in my head was my voice. If you're offended, you can approach from the other side and choose not to be offended. That is in my TEDx talk. And I said, okay. And then I hear Mr. Field's voice. If a bird poop on your head, thank you for the hat. I said, okay, we gonna stay in this vibration, because we are not about to miss nothing. We're not missing no money. We're not missing no opportunity. We're not about to let this lady take nothing or give it away. No opportunities. We just not. Okay. So listen, when Yolanda said somebody prayed against you, ain't nobody praying against you. Okay. That was so many opportunities.
I'm gonna bring that up.
Let me grow in my awareness, in my gratitude, in my thanksgiving. Let me stretch in my capacity to handle my life, because If you would just yielded and been like, all right, you know, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna just laugh it off, I'm gonna choose joy, I'm gonna choose peace, everything would have shifted because your perception would have shifted.
And that's what. Yeah, come on, and listen.
Yes, yes. All right, Queen.
No, it's 100% right, because y'all not realizing that everything is connected, and I keep trying to. And this is, and I know you don't realize it because it took me, Grace, Deanna, when y'all realize everything is connected.
But sometime this year.
How long you been with me?
Is it 8 years?
And how often have I said it?
All 8 years.
Yeah.
How many times a day? Every time y'all did something.
We count. We can't stop. We can't count no more.
Had to tell them everything is connected 8,000 times. They finally getting it. Let me tell you why. Our parents' teachings, our religious teachings, you're not paying attention to your human experience. You're paying attention to everything else, all these philosophies. Your attitude will force your phone not to work.
Okay.
Your attitude will force emails not to come about that new speaking engagement. It's all connected. It's all connected. Every single thing about your experience, whatever you're seeing, is flowing from your being. But I don't want to jazz up those words. Whatever you're seeing, your outer world is your inner world. So if something is wrong with your outer world, it is you reacting to the outer world, which is creating more of your inner world. Your inner world is jacked up.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
So I have a more like religious view about it, but I also believe everything is connected. But here's how. When something seemingly bad happens to me, my default assumption is not that I'm getting screwed or stiffed. My default assumption is that God is doing something great for me and I don't understand it.
That's right.
That's my default assumption. I don't even assume, I don't believe, I cannot possibly believe that God can create any circumstances, anything in my life to hurt me long term.
Just said that yesterday.
And here's the thing. Our prophet said, Inna Allah ala husni zanni abdih, that God falls completely onto the expectations that his slave has of him. So look, man, if a kid comes up to you and you give him money to bring you something and he has some change left, and he assumes that you're gonna allow him to keep the change, your ego will not allow you to ask for the change. God's ego is far greater. You think you expect God to always do right by you and he's just gonna come and stiff you? No. But if you have this attitude towards life, this aggressive attitude towards existence itself, you have this attitude towards God, and then God just falls onto those expectations. I cannot bring myself, I have brainwashed myself to the point where I cannot bring myself to believe that something as harmful or cruel as losing a limb is meant to hurt me long term. I'm like, oh, I just don't. So my default assumption, and this is not about me, this could be any one of you. Your default assumption, as long as it is that God is providing an opportunity for me, I just don't see it. But I will not undercut my belief in God giving me fruit just because of my senses having a limitation where I cannot process it. I'm like, screw my processing. My processing is what's limited in this moment. So I'm not seeing the positivity here. But I believe with every cell in my being that this is something great. I just will get to see it later. If you have that, then you don't have to see all the quantum physics of it and how God makes it work. You just have to feel like, hey, as long as my attitude is of positivity and I'm expecting positivity from God, He is going to make the emails flow. He's going to put those right people in front of me. So it's all connected through God, in my view. And then you can have a quantum physics view of it or whatever else. I'm just putting forth this religious perspective here.
And it's beautiful. It's proper. And I've got both and, right? It's beautiful. It's proper. I just told them yesterday, God has never taken you anywhere to hurt you. Your perception of what's happened to you is what's hurting you. Now you have to understand, I am constantly talking to about 8 different religions and spiritual practices at a time, on average. My favorite sacred text is actually the Quran. I've told y'all that before. It just is. It just is. I have my reasons. Second would be the Torah. Third would be the New Testament. Fourth would be the 11th living guru. It's a long story. I like sacred texts. Every single thing on planet Earth is connected. Your attitude is connected. And I saw Yolanda say, wow, I need to change. And congratulations to her. Hear me well. How you are treating people is affecting your money and all things. I think the biggest problem that we have, as I see it, when it comes to money, is you take religious approach, God out of money, scientific approach, or you take the laws of physics out of money. And they're saying the same thing. Money is simply a relationship with energy or a relationship with God. And you can never prove me wrong. It's one or the other. Don't matter how you think about it, because they're not competing ideas. We just like to go to war over the semantics, but they're not competing ideas. How can you have a good relationship with God and have a bad relationship with money? How? Like, please tell me where in your text can you justify such behavior? You can't justify the continuing of such behavior. You can't. You can't. Will you have cutback season? Show you right. That's a 70s black saying. Show you right. You know, so it's just one word, really. You know, it's when we was wearing bell bottoms and stuff. Show you right. You can, every single thing, not only what Ibrahim said was fantastic, it was beautiful. It's cadence, it's poetry, it's that's it right there, Grace. One word. It's truth, rang like remembrance. It's beautiful. Hey, he's sitting in the dark, no electricity, sharing the goodness of the Quran. There's a blessing somewhere coming through. It's coming through. How we behave in the dark determines our light. What we do in the valley determines the length of time we can spend on the mountaintop. Because as much as you want gardens to be on the mountaintop, they are not. The mountaintop is for shining. It is not for harvest. You have never, ever, ever went to the mountaintop and said, ooh, let's plant an oasis of gardens and springs. Ain't no well water on the mountaintop, no trees, no bananas, no grapes. All that is in the valley you hate. Think about this. The very place you're trying to get out of is where all your blessings flow from. You know what the second month of the little leadership class we got going on is? Right now we're talking about, are you a good person? You know what the second month is? Ministry Beyond Messy People. That's what it is. That's it. It's the name of it. Ministry Beyond Messy People. You know why, Tracy? Because until there's a mess, there could be no ministry of any kind. However you want to say ministry is, there could be no, how you going to get a breakthrough in heaven? I'll wait.
Sir.
Ain't no breakthroughs in heaven. Ain't no need for them. There's no breakthroughs in heaven. Breakthroughs are in the dark. You can be the light on the sun. Can't nobody see you. Can't nobody see your light when you standing on the sun. I need to see your light, but the only way I can ever see your light is if you go in the darkness. Everything's connected. Every single thing is connected. So yeah, sure, your life is bad because you keep saying it is. But to piggyback off of Ibrahim, and then y'all heard it yesterday too, and so now you get to hear it again. God has never taken you anywhere to hurt you. Never. It's not how it works. Not at all. Go ahead, Phil.
Antonio, I quoted Romans 8:28. But when I went down to read, I ran Romans 8:38. For I am certain of this, neither death nor life, nor angels, nor prince, nothing that exists, nothing shall come, not any power, any height, any depth, nor any created thing can ever come between us and the love of God made visible through Christ Jesus our Lord.
Look at that. Look at that.
And I just got alert that they overturned Roe Wade.
I'm going to process that before I say something.
What? Tell me, what does that mean?
I mean, women just got assaulted. But see, I was supposed to process that before I said something. I was supposed to see. Let me drink my coffee real quick.
Women just lost control of their bodies.
Absolutely. If they overturn Plessy versus Ferguson, there'd be black water fountains and white water fountains. That's how big that is. There you go. So those are the two.
Wow.
Yes. So it's that big.
Now look, I can't let that mess with me right now, because that's gonna mess up my whole vibration.
This is what we're talking about right now.
Exactly, Jerome.
That's what we're talking about.
Exactly, Jerome. I was just thinking that exactly. I was like,
thank you, Ibrahim.
Yes. Yes. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is exactly and so what are we gonna do? Women just became 3/5 persons. That's how I see it. Women just became 3/5 persons. White women, you're now Negroes. Tell me how that's. I know
You're not
those.
wrong. You're not wrong at all. You are not. I mean, that. I'm gonna take a breath. I'm not gonna let it get me there. I'm not putting that out there. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
So
I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, and we're gonna come together, and we're all gonna be okay.
That's right.
So what do we do? How do we be the light in such times as this? This is important. But I will tell you, and I'm talking to all the white women on the planet right now, and all the non-black women on the planet right now. Now you know maybe 2% what it feels like to be black. One of the greatest things you can learn from this situation, this is the truth, you ain't gonna like it. One of the greatest things you can learn from Roe versus Wade being overturned is black folk constitutionally, legally, from Supreme Court all the way down, have been etched out of resources since the beginning of the ratification of the colonies. Now, you know what it feels like. So now what you do is you come together and you start having a plight for all people. Because what just happened, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, you next year, if I was running it, if I overturned it, I go after you. I'll go after your voting right next. Might as well do a clean sweep. I know you disagree with what I'm saying, but I'm not giving a single opinion. I'm telling you, we're going through the United States Constitution. What happened first? Let's call slavery is abolished. 13th Amendment. Slavery is not abolished, but let's call it that. Okay? 13th Amendment. 14th Amendment. Who knows the 14th? 13, 14, and 15 go together. Who knows them? My goodness.
Isn't that the exception to slavery?
Grace, Google 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment go together.
Okay, I was reading something. Is one of those the one where they say there will be no slavery unless a crime is committed?
That's 13. That's 13. Google 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment go together. They're going to cancel me, y'all. They're going to cancel me. 13th, 14th. No. I said go together. 13th, yeah, go together.
14th is the citizenship for everybody born here, correct? Is that the right one?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. But
14 and 15
that's halfway correct. That's halfway correct. They call it the Reconstruction Amendments. Grace, open it up. Open it up. This is important. Open it up. 13th Amendment proposed abolition of slavery. 14th Amendment proposed citizenship and equal protection rights for laws of persons. 15th Amendment disposed discrimination voting rights based on race of colors and servitude, etc. You don't get it yet, huh? Don't worry about it.
I'm with you.
Don't worry about it. Watch this here. Grace, if you could open up a new tab. If you can open up a new tab, Grace. And if you can Google Women's Suffrage Amendment. Suffrage means, well, it doesn't matter. 19. Yeah, I missed it. Do it again, Grace. Hold on. I got all of them memorized. Grace, if you can go to that Wikipedia tab, please. Listen to me. Don't tell them I'm telling you. The 13th Amendment was about Black people. The 14th Amendment was about Black people. The 15th Amendment was about Black people. We don't get respect until the 19th one. Did you see what I just did?
Wow, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, oh, white women, you just a Negro now. Or
Antonio,
come on, talk to me.
Did you just tell me that Donald Trump is still running this country?
Yes, but
that's what you just told me.
Well, fair.
His appointments changed the court.
Oh, no doubt.
So that's how that got reversed.
No doubt. That's the whole point of putting in. But let's take it out of Donald Trump and let's put it into. There always been Donald Trump. Whether you like that or not, that's up to you. I'm not being for or against.
We just didn't let him be president before.
Right. But there was never, there was never a time in a long time since the Reconstructionism amendments, there was never a time to be so comfortable doing so. Flying the American flag, it's about peace, loyalty, pride. Flying the American flag today, that's a bit debatable, depending on who's flying it.
Just out of curiosity, Antonio, do you have access to the vote and how it went? Like what the vote was and who voted for who voted which way?
I will after this call, but I don't need access. I know who's on the Supreme Court.
Well, I know who's on there too, but it's going to be real interesting.
It is. It is. It is. Look like Phil's going to give it to us right now. Listen, y'all. I'm not telling you. This is the perfect time. This is where you do ministry, whatever that means to you. But I will tell you, and I have to stress it, that they're not going to like it. But somebody's got to say it. They're going to see outrage all over all your social media. And you're going to be right in all that outrage. So the next time you see a Black person in outrage, don't you dare say nothing bad. Because this is the Black experience. To be Black means to have the judicial laws against you. There's no way around that. That's what makes American slavery so different. And we still have laws in place today that still etch us out of the resources. It still is. Still is to this day. Redlining just stopped in the 70s, but redlining is still here. And how we get sub-lending loans and lending loans. It's the same thing. Grace, Google it real quick. Google it. Wells Fargo found guilty for discriminatory lending. There you go, lending practices. There you go. Well, this is important. In fact, we don't need to go back to 2012. No. That's accused. Hold on, back that up real quick. This just happened last year, y'all. We ain't got to do all that. No, anyway, you can stop it, Grace, but you see all the stuff right there. Just last year, they had to make settlements. Here's the deal. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful time to be the light. Now, what tone will your light have? Saith the Lord. That's good, ain't it? What tone will your light have? Will me as a Black man, me as a man, me as a person of influence and affluence, will I have empathy for the women? Will I donate to the cause? Will I, you ready? Will I even repost Amanda's status? Will I comment in support? All that's free. Will I show up to the midterm elections? Supreme Court justice has nothing to do with this midterm election. Well, little to do in this case. Go ahead, Phil.
7-2 decision. Chief Justice.
Did he just say 7-2? Did he just say 7-2?
That's what I'm reading.
Oh my God.
Oh Lordy. Okay.
Who's the Chief Justice?
That is a good question, and then I don't know.
They said right here, and I don't know if I got this wrong, got what made Roe versus Wade come into effect or what didn't, but it says 7-2 decision had Chief Justice Warren Burger and 6 other justices vote for Jane Roe, and Justice William Rehnquist and Byron Wright voted against it.
There you go. John G. Roberts is Chief Justice. John G. Roberts Jr. Got to share.
So this is what I got as a mistake. I got what probably made it go into effect.
Oh, gotcha. Let's see. Which Supreme Court?
You worked it.
And which Supreme Court justices voted against Roe v. Wade? Let's see. Live updates. Let's go right here. Let's go live updates. Wall Street Journal, very trusted. Oh, they probably gonna try to make me pay. Now, if they got a paywall on this, that's a bad business model. They should have it.
Well, they're going to definitely have.
Yeah, probably so. Come on, Sandra.
I just wanted to bring out the fact, pull something from last night, what you showed in the film. One of those things was that if God is a just God, then your sins will be held against you, right?
Right.
Right.
That on that video we played last night. Yeah.
So one of the things that is happening, the way God showed it to me, is that the world constantly, because there is a negative in the world, that atmosphere and that energy says that anything that is pro God is wrong. Because
well, I'm sure it feels that way, but
right, that's
yeah.
what makes the energy that we're operating in, anything that we're getting ready to do good or whatever the case may be, to move forward, there's energy that says, nope, you're not supposed to do that. Because what they say, the deck is stacked against you.
Right.
That is the reason why all of these things are being put in place, because there's a movement. And one of the things that is shown and taught in my program is how this energy is seen. Because as long as we live according to the flesh, we really don't see it, and we really don't recognize it, and we really don't understand. But once you get into the spiritual realm, once you live in that realm, then you actually get to see what's literally happening. Because we live and have been taught to live according to the earthly rules, according to the fleshly rules, according to everything that is pro world, this system of things, then we're left in the blind, if that makes sense. Once God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit started showing me that there's a different route of how you have to get to your spiritual knowledge and the wisdom that it holds, and you can't get there without listening to who made the elements in the first place. It began with way before the beginning of Genesis. And that's something people don't want to get into. But I have to, because that's a mandate on my life.
Well, you got to share your faith. You got to share whatever your faith is. You have to share it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Share your faith. You have to share it. Just watch your tone when you share your faith. And I say that to
Antonio.
everyone. Yes, sir.
A person familiar with the court's deliberations said that 4 of the other Republican appointed judiciaries, Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, had voted with Alito in the conference held among the jurors after hearing oral arguments in December. That lineup remains unchanged as of this week. 3 Democrat appointees, Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kignan, are working on one or more dissenting, according to that person. How Chief Justice John Roberts will ultimately vote and whether he will join the already written opinions or draft his own is unclear.
What a wonderful time to be alive. All right, Kim, we're going to, Tempest just text me about this. So what we're going to do is, out of respect for women, we're going to have this conversation for a tad bit, because you all deserve a platform.
Antonio, something
yes,
we
sir.
can do is everyone call their 2 senators.
Yep.
And call who represents them in the House.
Yep.
Just call and let them know, get your vote into their office that you are against this and you'll remember this on election day.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I would even add to that by saying all of y'all turn on every comedian news channel that does news. Jon Stewart, he does it a different way now. John Oliver, late night shows, all the late nights, right and left, don't matter. Comedians have a very good way of being objective with news, at least close to objective. Comedians have a very good way, at least close to objective. I wouldn't necessarily go to you get information, but I would also go to these comedians, all of them, and just keep listening and just do that. And if you start getting frustrated, stop listening. Go smoke some weed and come back. You'll be all right. Do whatever you gotta do. Do whatever you gotta do. Don't affect your vibration. You just need the information. You don't need to be inundated with the information. That means like being drowned in it. You don't need to be drowned. Yeah, Trevor Noah. But a lot of people I name are liberal, but I don't mean just liberals. I don't mean just liberals, for sure. I was sitting here. I just looked at shit up on the screen, and Tempest just texted me, and Tempest is working with Microsoft right now, so I'm sure. And I definitely want to give you women a platform. Here is what they say. Antonio, what's your suggestion? I ain't got one. If I had a suggestion, the only suggestion I got is get your money right. Participate in midterm elections. And stop being people that can be used. That's my suggestion. But I always think on a higher level. Is that practical for you right now? Nope. But can you do it by 2030? Absolutely. And then what you do is by 2030, you change the system and get it reinstated if that's what you want to do. Now, of course, I don't have to say this, but I will, and I want to say it clandestinely. That means secretly. This is not explicit. This is implicit. There is a reason why Roe versus Wade got turned. There's a book written about it. So you've been knowing this since the 70s. And there is a book written about it. And I will give you the exact date because it's in my notes. I actually talk about it in one of my upcoming books. I'm still writing it though. Anyway, doesn't matter. And I'm not even attempting here. So I'm not even going to tell you the name of the book. Just know that I'm writing about it for different reasons because I'm not trying to sell the book. It's nowhere near coming out at all. I'm not even sure how I want to publish it. But I'm going to tell you, look up this author. Hold on real quick. Where are we? There we go. You're going to write down 1987. I'm going to put it in chat for you. I'll even put it in the YouTube chat. You grown. You are grown. You're going to look up Ben Wattenberg, 1987. That book was written in 1987. Ben Wattenberg was a very influential person. Ben Wattenberg wrote down what we're living in today and gave the plan for it. And everything from Planned Parenthood to everything changed then. I'm not telling you what the book is. I gave you the author and the date. You put it in, it will show up. There's a reason. This is why I want y'all to be very in tune with the 48 laws of power and the 33 strategies of war. And I have to be very gentle when I say this. All of us are don't do that. There are some folk who would like all of us to be under attack. The goal is not to vibrate at the frequency of their attacks. That's the goal. Here's what's going to happen, Phil. We know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. This is going to happen. Let me show. This is how you understand the 48 laws of power, 33 strategies of war. Here's what happens next. It's already been planned because they knew it was going to come out today. Somebody leaked the story 6 hours in advance to some of the news channels, so they were ready. They already had it ready to roll. And they said, at this time, do this here. Black pastors are about to be invited to conservative radio and news TV stations. White experts who are good looking and served under Barack Obama or whatever liberals like, or whatever that is, are going to be invited to liberal stations. And they're all going to say one of 5 things. You may write these down. This is what happens next. They're going to give you history. They're going to let women be outraged. They have to. They have no choice but to let women be outraged. They have no choice. You can expect on the conservative channels for white women who are skinny. It would never be a white woman who is overweight. It would be a white woman who is skinny on a conservative channel that has worked as a correspondent of some type to defend the overturning. I'm going to have to do that. There's 2 things. 3, all the black pastors on the conservative channels are going to say the only solution is Christ. It's 3. These are not opinions. If you read 33 Strategies of War,
I can't stand you, man.
I'm doing liberal and conservative. I'm being objective. My tone isn't incorrect. I have no agenda, but the only agenda I have in this conversation is go read 48 Laws of Power, go read 33 Strategies of War. That's it. They're going to then, 4th, they're going to have an infographic. I have infographics, depends on what channel. If it's infographic for the liberal side, it's going to be infographic that point out 3 to 6 of these things. The need for young women to be helped, the history of Roe versus Wade and why it needs to be helped, women's rights, and most importantly, it's going to be my favorite one to see because it's going to happen, how terrible. They're going to show a map, and the map is going to have colors, and they're going to say 6 states with the harshest. When y'all see this, please quote me and tag me. Please quote me and tag me. Run this video. I might do a Gary V side by side. I told you, right? They run this video. They're going to say 6 states with the worst. Texas is going to be floored because Texas just did it. Georgia is going to do it. Then, and I guarantee you, they are going. What's the black lady name in Georgia running for governor?
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
They're going to use Stacey Abrams. Oh, they're going to use her well. Oh, they're going to use, both sides are going to use her well. Both sides. Of course they are. Of course they are. Because she represents everything both sides need to push their agenda. She's a woman. She is black. She is liberal. That's gold for both sides. So they're going to definitely, without it, number 5, push swing states. It's going to be on both sides. And number 6, and my all-time favorite, someone like me is about to run ads for you to dislike the other person. Because I know you're not going to vote for the person I want you to vote for. I just want to piss you off at the other person in the same way Donald Trump changed the election in 2016. And if you don't think this is true, don't worry about it. Let me be wrong until you see it all happen. Antonio, how you know this? Are you smart? I'm not smart. I read. And 48 laws. You know what? Let's me. Okay, there we go. Right there. Let me just reach around. Watch this, y'all. Look at this.
Let's go to the specific law that we're talking about. So I just started thumbing through my book.
So you understand. Here we go. Watch this here. I'm going to go 33 strategies of war Watch it. Look. 33 strategies where Antonio has good notes. Part 1, self-directed war. Declare war on your enemies. Do not fight the last war. Do not lose your presence of mind. Create a sense of urgency and desperation. Part 2, organizational team warfare. Avoid the snare of groupthink. Segment your forces. Transfer your war into a crusade. You're in this right now. Part 3, defensive war. Pick your battles. Turn your tables. Create threatening presence. Trade space for time. Part 4, offensive warfare. Lose the battle, but not the war. Lose the battle, but not the war. Know your enemy. Overwhelm resistance. Part 5, let's go. And then look, I got it broken down. Because that's what Antonio does, Grace. That's what Antonio does. Now watch this here. I already know where to go. Number 9, turn the tables. Counterattack strategy. Moving first shows your opponent your strategy. Wait, draw them to make the first move, analyze their strategy, and attack and counterattack based on the weaknesses they reveal. Disguise aggression. And then they got these things. Keys to warfare. History shows that defenders usually win the war. Turn the aggressor's anger against them. Remove your emotions. Attempt to draw your opponents into battle in anger. Keep calm, irritate and frustrate your opponent. Deceive your opponent into attacking. I'm gonna do it again. Watch it, Grace. Counter strategy attack. What's the counter strategy attack? Disguise your aggression. Wow, that's deep, Antonio. So what should we do? Well, if you move first, you're gonna lose. But if you leak some information and get them upset, you can now write and counter them with an attack. That didn't happen, Antonio. You was a damn lie. 1 month ago, they leaked. Oh, Roe versus Wade just might be turned.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And read all y'all posts. Listen to all the comments. And I know y'all don't know this, but Supreme Court is going to have a majority opinion written. It's already written. And that majority opinion is going to be a blessed masterclass in counterattack strategy. Because y'all went to Facebook and complained. They leaked, so you attack first, and defending people always win. Go ahead, Phil.
Do you think this might be, and again, I'm just kind of thinking here, the Democrats and the Republicans getting together and say, how do we deflect people's attention away from how bad the economy is going to get?
That's right.
How can we make people not pay any attention to that? What can we put up there that will make them look at this while we're working on this and doing this over here and doing our little funny things over there?
You're exactly right, Phil.
You know I think that.
Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain.
You know I think that. And I guarantee you what's going to happen, just riding that same energy. I guarantee you about 3 good laws fit to pass right under y'all nose. And they're going to, there's a thing called earmarks. They're going to, since y'all wouldn't pass these laws, they're going to pass something and they're going to put these addendums, that's not what it's called, but addendums on it, that when you pass this law, you pass all the funding for all this stuff they were trying to get through. My government teacher taught me that sophomore year in Houston Baptist University.
It's exactly what's going on, Antonio. Exactly. It's some stuff we didn't want. Oh, we're just going to hide it up under here. And when they have to vote for this, we're going to get what we want.
That's it. So did y'all see how I predicted what was going to happen in the media? Was I smart? No. Was that prophetic? No. I keep telling y'all, read. I don't want you to read everything. I want you to read how your oppressor is oppressing you. I don't want you, and I'm watching Susan adjust to this, and it's been beautiful seeing it. I don't want you to do these things. I want you to account for their being done to you. I didn't ask you to be manipulative. I didn't tell you understand counterattack, be on the defensive so you always look good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the next time something leaks, be suspicious. As far as I'm concerned, up until this present moment, when something leaks again, be suspicious. It's the best thing I've said all year, and I've said a lot of good things this year. Don't trust anything. Don't trust anything. Why would you do that? Critically think about everything. And after you critically think and you can find it trustworthy, by all means, trust. Antonio, you just made that up? No, the father of rationalism did. Rene Descartes, I think, therefore I am. I'm not saying anything new. I just have a clever way of restating it, but I'm not saying anything new. Women, 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, 15th Amendment for Reconstructionism for my Black self. 16th Amendment, don't worry about what it is. It's irrelevant to you in this conversation. 17th Amendment, it's kind of relevant to you in this conversation. 18th Amendment, it's getting there. 19th Amendment, oh, Amanda, you know what? I've been sleeping with you all these years. I'm your husband. Not me, I'm talking about the white man. I've been sleeping with you all these years. I'm your husband. Finally, we equals, you can vote too. This is the country where the Black man, 3/5 person, has always been more valuable than the white woman. Now, of course, valuable is a loaded term because they had a different view of valuable. I don't mean it as valuable on my end. I mean valuable on the other end, not on my end. But think about that. Think about when you treat your slave better than you treat your wife. Was that not? Was that too hard? It was too hard. See, this is me defending women again. Here I go again. Right? This is me defending women. This is me defending women. I'm telling you, you're going to march. There will be another beautiful display of the Million Woman March, and it should be. But the last time there was a beautiful display of the Million Woman March, I watched y'all leave, and I watched Black women go back to being the lower species. I watched Black women join the fight to never benefit from that fight. This is 2016. This is January. I think Donald Trump was ratified. It was supposed to be January 21st, but it was a weekend, so I think it was like January 23rd. This was the day the day before or the day after. This was like January 22nd to 24th, 2017, because that's when he would have took office. That was the, Google it for me, Grace, the Million Woman March 2017. Find that date for me. And I watched, when everybody left, I watched the white woman still keep her status, and I watched the Black woman go back to low status. This time when you go march, I'm gonna need y'all to separate Black and white and come together, because now you're the same, at least when it comes to respect of your bodies. Same way, no offense.
January 21st.
20. I know stuff. January 21st, 2017. Check this out. The same way, look at Queen Chi, you might say something real quick.
Hello.
Okay. If you do Queen Chi's DNA, you're gonna see some white blood in it, a lot of it. The same way, allegedly, that they violated her body, ancestors' body. It's the same way they just violated Susan's body. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So what you gonna do about it? You're gonna have a terrible tone. You're gonna say Jesus paid it all. Because here's the deal. I want you to pray for your pastors too, because I need you to get this. Your pastor has 48 hours. 48 hours to, especially if it's, let me pray for your woman pastor. Forget the men for a second. The woman pastor and the ally pastor. Phyllis Susan, what you call Black allies. You know what that means? Okay, good. I'm a gay ally. Anything like it, I don't care. You know, I was talking to somebody who was going through a sex change yesterday. They got the top fixed, not the bottom. I was talking to that yesterday, and I was like, and I said, studs love me for some reason, and she said that's because you cool and you confident in your sexuality. I was like, oh, well, damn, that make a good answer. I never thought about it before. Anyway, I digress. When you take this journey, you need to know upon this journey, without a doubt, you are equal. This time, when you get mad, non-Black person, say, damn, this what Black people feel like? And the answer is going to be partially. You don't know the half. You live in a country. Let me keep it real, Phil. Let me keep it real. If they're going to counsel me, I need them all the way counsel me. If you are on social media, every social media that exists today that is publicly traded will ban you for showing your nipples if you're a woman. But let me getting shot in my chest as a Black man go viral.
Oh my God, you're so right. Like I never even thought about that. Like how disgusting is that?
That is very disgusting. That tells you what we value. And it tells you what we don't value. Women are still property. People like me are still expendable. We're both property. I'm just expendable property.
Antonio,
yes, sir.
What do you believe will be the immediate social and medical ramifications and as a forward to the economy over this?
I think billionaires are getting ready to be made because what you just had was you just had two things happen. This is a very good question. This is the best question so far. You just had two things happen overnight. Number one, anybody who controls any plan B, any type of thing like that, it's about to have millions of dollars transferred to them. Number two, anybody that can do plan B like things. I'm trying to, as a man, I don't feel comfortable talking about abortion. So I don't want to bring up abortion. I think I should shut the hell up. I done said abortion 3 times now, Queen Chi, and I'm guilty already. I should shut my ass up and let you women handle all that. So this is how I think. So I say plan B like things. Anybody who can do it, you're transferring millions of dollars to them as well, because the same way with the prohibition of alcohol, what happened? Yeah, moonshine came big business, Al Capone became the biggest businessman in the world. It was Al Capone and Dale Carnegie, and Andrew Carnegie. One was legal, one was not. It's things like that. So those two things are going to happen instantly. A third thing that's going to be real sneaky, and it's exactly the way I would have designed it. Ooh, insurance is about to be a wonderful thing. It's already wonderful. But not only is insurance, you got to remember, money doesn't die. It just transfers hands, no matter what's happening. So every time you hear it's a recession, no. That's a word we made up. It's not a recession. What a recession actually means is, money is changing hands. That's all it means. It means money is going out the middle class and going back to where it came from, the wealthy. You're going to have a hard time disproving that. There's not an economist that's going to tell you otherwise. Money does not disappear. Money exchanges hands. The only one time I could ever think about money disappearing, Phil, was Black Tuesday. And money actually disappeared that day. Just, if you don't know what that is, that was the beginning of the Great Depression stock market. Money did it. Everybody would say, hey, give us our money back. And money just went poop. It actually disappeared. That you can justify. Go ahead, Queen Chi.
What you're saying is so true. Like when they leaked the story about the Roe versus Wade possibly being overturned, I was reading articles and health circles that are targeted to women. And one of the things they said in preparation for this wealth transfer is stock up on stuff like Plan B and telling you to do other proactive things to prepare for the overturning just in case it happens, so that if you get knocked up or stuck for a way or whatever, that you can help yourself and you can help other women in your community. So they all running off this master plan, like you just said. They be trying to make it seem like they are for the people and they're here to help you, but it's all a part of the propaganda. It's all a part of what they already have planned centuries ago that they're implementing right now.
You know, I wish you wasn't so right in what you just said, because you put me in an uncomfortable place where I gotta take people a little bit too fast. Yes, they acting like they for the people, but the truth is it's not act. They actually are for the people, just for the people that can give $1,000 checks towards their campaign. They're for the people making $500,000 or more a year. They are. They are. That is if you. Here's the deal. So uncomfortable saying this because I'm taking y'all too fast. Do I have the balls to say it? You darn right I do. I damn sure got them. Because I only say what I'm willing to back up one day. And I'm very methodical in my words. And I always, if you ever see me go, that means I just squashed something. I have deliberated in my head real quickly what I want to say and what I feel like defending 50 years from now. That's what I just did that fast.
They already done dropped the gauntlet, Antonio. Let's.
Yeah. So, this is about staying in power. And don't ever forget it. Nothing else that happens on this planet, as this country, as far as judicially goes, it's all about staying in power. And that means a lot, and that's heavily weighted. Go ahead, Phil.
It's not a coincidence that if you were following the hearings, yesterday was a blockbuster day. Do you think it's a coincidence that this comes up now to divert the attention from those hearings to this issue?
He's talking about the January 6th hearings.
Please?
I was telling them he's talking about the January 6th.
Right.
Capitol riots. Okay, there you go. Keep going, please.
Yeah, I mean, if you follow him, yesterday was a blockbuster day, and not in the favor of the Republican Party or Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean, we pretty well got him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now the attention will be off of that. The wind out of those sails will be off of that.
Of course. Yeah, of course, for sure.
And I don't know how to state this, but why in this abortion issue we haven't focused on, hey guys, why don't you be a little bit more responsible?
I have no answer for this, Phil. I don't even like it's one of those, yeah, why the hell don't we? Why? Phil said something so powerful in one of them. I think it was You Got 5 Minutes. It was like a month and a half ago. Never thought about it ever. Never, not one time thought about this. And I don't know why. And I'm 40 years old, Queen Chi. So the mere fact that I haven't thought about this in 40 years tells you I got some programming in me that I need to get out of me. Phil said a woman can sleep with 50 men in 1 year, have one baby in a calendar year. A man can sleep with 50 women in 1 year and have 50 babies in one calendar year. And we have birth control for women who can only have one baby. And I sat back and I said to myself, he just taught me something. Can you imagine how dumb we are? But of course, who controls insurances? Men. Who controls the money flow? Men. Men. So of course we do that. Of course we do that. We got science to put men on the moon, but not science to let men not have all these doggone babies. It's crazy.
Male ego is not programmed to do that, Antonio. That's why. That's exactly why. It's the male ego that just driving that like that.
Well, if that's the case, brother, the male ego need to be out of writing laws. If it was any other business, that's what you would say. If you say, Phil, we've looked at your numbers, and your male ego is killing the restaurant, you would say, Phil, we gotta let you go. But when it comes to the government, we say, good job, do it again. Any other industry, you would let the male ego go. But of course, we don't do that now. I feel bad. No, go ahead. Who's that?
It's me, Sandra.
You next, Frida.
One of the things that is so interesting with this whole conversation, I can't unfix what God has put in my mind and how I think, because it's not thinking on the human level anymore. He's moved me past that. I can see into it, but I see more in the spiritual than other. There's nothing wrong with that. However, when you think about what has been put in place from the beginning, of course, Adam and Eve, one of the things that has always been on the chopping block is to prove that it's the woman, she's the problem. And anything that is anything that works towards that, to prove that, then it's fair game. Anything to work and prove that that is not true.
I wish he was wrong. I really do. I wish he was wrong. I wish he was.
That is the fight, and it will continue until Jesus comes to rectify it, which was one of the big things about the woman being pulled out of her affairs and being pointed at so harshly. And of course, in my belief, Jesus bent down and wrote everybody's name and actually putting the sins that they committed. Let he that has no sin cast the first stone. And as he was writing their sins, each one turned around and went their separate way. So it's that's what's happening under that energy, under that atmosphere, is that there's a proof that has to be done, and that is that women are not helpmates. They're good for nothing, which is not true, but of course.
Well, even being a helpmate. All right, so I agree with everything you said. There's some stuff I would like to add to it, but I won't. But I am going to address this helpmate. I have a problem with this too, because we make women the helpmate as if that's supposed to be the only helpmate in a relationship.
The only thing that women are supposed to help with is to help man to understand that he is a king, and he is above all of the trauma and drama that is coming in through the window of that which fights against his strength and his power. He is a God man. That is what he is, and he is not supposed to be nothing less. But the forces want him to believe that he is nothing, and he is nowhere near that, and nor can he stand to prove that he is, because the power that we're supposed to be over is claiming that they have the power that man has, and they do not.
Fair enough. Again, I can't disagree with that. I won't, even if I did, Jerome. When a woman says something about women, ain't no sense in me saying nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in me saying that. I got enough common sense to know that. But I will say, in more clarity, my underdeveloped argument, we say helpmate, Phil, and I wish we would just make it plural, is all I'm saying. It should be helpmates. It should be helpmates. Phil should be equally as much of a helpmate to Susan as we preach Susan should be a helpmate to Phil. That's all I'm saying. That's my fully developed argument now. Helpmates, it should be plural. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't, but we like to say helpmate. We love keeping stuff singular so women can do what they're supposed to do, while men Anyway, let me not say that.
But there's the
Deanna,
confliction. That's the confliction, though, Antonio T. Smith Jr., because anything that you cherish, honor, and respect and treat as the weaker vessel is not a helpmate. They are only a reminder of what you're supposed to be, and that is a king.
so that's a
Or
good
someone
question.
that is in line to rule, right?
Right. Hold on.
Because
That's a great observation. So my question is, do we cherish, honor, and respect women then?
that part.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Because it sure don't seem like it.
That's where men's help falls in. They're supposed to help themselves cherish what God has given them. And that's where they fall short.
That's in the Bible. Jesus
saying,
is
yeah.
calls the church the bridegroom, and then tells men to treat they women like Jesus treat the church. That's in the Bible. See, Jerome, they don't
But
like
it ain't
me.
talk. But it ain't talk.
Antonio.
It ain't talk from the pulpit, Antonio. That's the problem.
Antonio, I'm gonna need some harder laws against rape. I'm gonna need some harder laws against pedophilia for all this. I got a whole big problem with this. This will mess up my whole day.
Fair enough.
Women are the victims of a whole bunch of stuff, and now they're not gonna be able to do anything about it when it happens.
Nothing about it.
That's crazy. I can't take it.
Nothing about it. And you know what? And we need more of that. There need to be enough men saying we need better teacher from the pulpit, and enough men saying this is crazy. Women are defenseless, and I can't take it. Because remember, I told y'all yesterday, equality is not natural. That's not this. You want equal snowflakes? Ain't never seen one. Equal drops of water.
I'll fix this in 10 minutes. I fix the whole thing in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Equal drops of water.
He sound like you. Remember you said, all I need to do, let me be president. I can fix this in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I'll put Congress on $9.25 salary fast. And have taxes come out their salary. And
make them pay for their own health care. Don't get me started.
Make them pay for their own health care and do it for a whole generation. Watch these laws change. Put it mandatory in the Constitution. It's got to be for 25 years. Watch how the next 25 years be wonderful. Be wonderful. In fact, I'd make a ratio that Congress can no longer be full of lawyers and poli-sci majors. We need some computer scientists up in Congress. We need some school teachers up in Congress. Come on, you see. Anyway, I'll put a 60-40 ratio up in that joint or something. We need some technicians. I see all y'all hands up. We need, remember, your left boob and your right boob ain't equal.
Oh, wait.
Your left arm don't hang the same length as your right arm. Some of y'all need a 30, 36 and a D&1/2 cup, and they don't even make those. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't equal on the planet. Equality is made the way Jesus tried to teach you, Jerome. No greater love than this. Man who laid down his life for his friend. No, equality. You need to think more about equity than equality, but that's a whole different argument. It's a whole different argument. I'll show you a picture about it here in a second. Deanna, and then Arshia told me to talk about something in the chat, and then Renee, go ahead. We give you women as much time. I'm inconvenienced, but this is the time, Amanda, to be inconvenienced. Y'all get up and go pee. Cut the camera off and come back on. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for the line that you said when you said there's more than one helpmate. Because I heard everything Sandra said. That's what a helpmate is supposed to do. But I have only understood one helpmate.
Yeah, you do what I say and help me get further.
And not just that, like Miss Sandra was saying, because y'all are the ones that go out. Y'all are the ones that provide. Y'all are the ones that bring back in, and then we help make what you bring in into a home, into food, into clothing. We are supposed to help you.
And I am supposed to fan your gift about how you made that a better home, how you made that a good meal. You get what I'm saying?
I never
I'm
received
supposed
that
to
part.
lavish you because of your
Lavish.
what you didn't done for me. Come
Come
on now.
That's a
Don't get me
biblical
started,
term.
Antonio. I know how this thing's supposed to roll.
That's it.
So because of that understanding, when you do lavish upon me, I'm like, I'm supposed to do it. I don't receive the gift of your help. So I thank you, because when you lavish, that is help. It because everything I come to you all the time. Hey, how did this? I send you something, you're like, okay, good, run with it. And I'm like, no, wait, I need you to tell me what you thought. Because I when you encourage me, that helps me. I only understood it of I'm the one, I am the helpmate. That's it. Like there's only one. So I thank you for that, because that opened my eyes and helped me.
I appreciate you. That's Jerome's point right there. That's just goes back to Jerome. What Jerome is saying is all your teachings came from a pulpit, whether directly or indirectly or vicariously. That means if you didn't learn it directly, your parents did, and they taught it to you. And Jerome said, better teaching in the pulpit. That goes back to his point.
Because it's been misconstrued. If you put
I got you next, Jerome.
the headship where it belongs, and that is to honor, cherish, respect, and treat as the weaker vessel. All of that says it in a nutshell. God already put the order of how it's supposed to be done. The concern is that people are they're not following that.
No doubt.
Really, if you cherish the gift that you are given,
amen,
then you don't have to worry about anything happening to it, because you will show your concern, your love, your cherishment, all of that.
So let me say something gonna get me in trouble. Let me say something gonna get in trouble, and I get Jerome. This might as well get me. I'm here now. We might as well get in trouble. If we stop making our women just praise dancers and then make them the reason for our praise, we wouldn't have this problem.
Watch yourself, Reverend. Okay, wait, real quick. I know Roman got something.
One more time for the people in the back.
I got you.
Come on there.
If we stop making women just praise dancers and make them the reason for our praise, we wouldn't have this problem. I might as well get in trouble, Jerome. Might as well. Go ahead.
You out there now. You out there now. Chilling in the best.
Go ahead, Grace. Go ahead.
Okay. Prayer meeting, we got wins and challenges too. We just call them praise reports and prayer requests. Anyway, my dad was I just thought about that when I was thinking. My dad, they had my dad on to do it. He said, does anybody have any praise reports? And nobody said anything. He said, well, I do. And then he talked about, he and mom's 47th wedding anniversary, and every chance dad gets, I mean, he just, I see dad, and then I see Jerome. I see Jerome in the same spotlight I see my dad, because the same way Jerome say, oh, I'm Alice's covering. That's my dad. He does the same thing. When y'all said lavish, I see my parents, and I see my uncle and my aunt, and then I see Jerome and Miss Alice, and I see you, and I see D. And so and I see Prophet J, and I see Renee, and I see Phil, and I see Mr. Phil, and I see Miss Susan. And it's just, wow. Yeah.
Well, see, Jerome is smart enough. I'm setting you up, Jerome. Jerome's smart enough, same word. When he say I'm Alice's covering, let me tell you what Jerome is saying. Jerome is saying the same way the flesh covered Jesus, it's the same way I'm just flesh covering the divinity who is Alice, is what he's saying.
Watch it.
Come on, Jerome. Go ahead and roll with it.
Come on, B.
I read the Old Testament and I read the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And if we men would allow that New Testament, I love the way Antonio says, talking about money's a hard issue.
It is.
So is this. This is a hard issue.
It sure is.
And what we men refuse to do is to take those scriptures literally to what they mean. when you look at what Christ did when he was on this earth, all the way to his death and to his resurrection, he allowed the church, he allowed his bride to mess over him and treat him like garbage, and he still died for her. But we men as husbands, we don't do that for our wives. We don't do that for our spouse. But God wants us to understand that that's the mentality that we need to exhibit in our relationships to be what God wants us to be, so we can have a wonderful relationship, because we already in charge. Hello? But if you really want to be in charge, that's what you got to do. You got to surrender yourself to even the stupidity, the craziness, and all that goes on. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do it because we in charge. Well, guess what? Then you ain't for real. But the sad part is we like power. And Tony was talking about that earlier. We like power and we don't want to give up our power. And being we've been taught that we in charge, that we the man, that everything we do is about that. And the thing I've shared with my wife too many times is I say, baby, God does not teach me how to tell you how to be a woman. God tells me how to be a man, period. And that's what I need to focus on. Not what you ain't doing and not what you ain't done, but what I'm supposed to do. And if I do that, then when I'm done doing that, then I can maybe help you with how to be a woman. But guess what? I'm busy right now. So I ain't got time to tell you how to be a woman. I'm still trying to be the man that Christ had told me to be. And let me tell you, that's hard as hell. Hello?
Jerome makes me want to go.
That goes both ways though, because the Bible tells a woman how to be a woman, not how to teach your man how to be a man.
True. Very true. Thank you for saying it. But we're gonna go ahead and stay on the women right now and defend the women. But you're right though. I'll jump on that soapbox Monday. But
Antonio, this is all a part of the breakdown of basic family structure that is going on in the last decade or 2 decades or so. That's what the problem is. It's like if you look at the situation that's going on, most of the situation that's going on, and most of the people like that are older and stuff, they probably come from 2-parent homes.
Yep.
And now the situation is done reverse itself. But the man is still the one in power, and they're still the one making the laws, and is making it so they can stay in power.
Well, there is something that we do need to take into consideration. We never do. And I'm not sure if it's not because we're not critically thinking, or maybe we're just not supposed to say it. When I teach, yes, sir.
Because I'm like Anthony said, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a household with a mom and a dad, and I watched my father be the man of the house or run the house, but he didn't run that house. Mama ran that house.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
And I was smart enough to recognize, I don't care what my daddy said out of his mouth, and I didn't care what they said from that pulpit. My mama ran that house. Oh, yeah. And I also figured out that women are smarter than men. I don't want to admit that publicly, but that happens to be the truth. So guess what? That wisdom, I paid attention. I'm like, damn, she running around here letting him think he in charge. And he listened to me. He loved it. He thought he was in charge. He wasn't running nothing. Mama was running. I say, what the hell? And then I tell folks, that's why I think I've been married this long. Because I figured out when I was a young boy, hey, we the head, but we ain't running nothing. My father told my mother later on when they laid him off his job, and he was talking about, they laid me off today. He said, she kept on cooking. He said, didn't you hear what I said? She said, yeah. He said, well, how are we going to pay the mortgage? She said, Albert, I paid the mortgage off 6 months ago. He said, what? She said, I paid the mortgage off. He said, I ain't going to never say nothing to you again. Because she ran everything. She was on her, right. Mama was on her game. Do you hear me?
That's it. That's it.
So that's why I say, yes, dear. Yes, dear. Again, I put my foot down, but I'm still going to say, yes, dear.
You can put your foot down, but you put it down on her turf. You understand? Queen T say, she the neck, she the brain too. You just the head. You just the cranium. You ain't the brain or the neck.
Jerome, you're gonna be married for 54 years, just like or more, just like my mom and daddy.
That is 400%. Come on, Renee, because I see you driving.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say a lot of times things are women looked at as being property is still what it is. That's why the laws and things are always pinpoint to say that women are the issue, when we know good and well that if I walk out of my house and I have on, like, I got my Bermuda shorts on and this cute shirt, and if a guy says, well, I'm going to take advantage of her, it don't matter if I'm wearing this or if I'm wearing a halter top with a bikini top on or something like that, that it's but they'll constantly say that women are the issue when that's not facts. If a guy's going to do something, a guy's going to do it no matter what you're going to wear or whatever. But people look at, well, she must have asked for it, and that's exactly why the laws and stuff dictate that, because women are also looked at as, well, she's just supposed to be barefoot and pregnant. So when I decided to go to college, they were like, well, you just there just to get a man. I'm not here to get a man, I'm here to get an education. But you constantly being looked at as less than because you're a woman. And I had a discussion some years ago. Let me put my window up. I had a discussion with and I was 18, and I had a discussion with this other Black guy, and he said, Renee, what do you think is better? And it's 2003. I'm aging myself a little bit, but he said, Renee, what do you think is worse, being a man or being a woman? And I said to him, I said, I'm a Black woman. I said, you a man. I said, you are expected to go out, to get a job, and to do all of this. And I'm looked at as anything I do is subservient, where I shouldn't want a career. I should want to stay at home and raise kids. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me at 18, that's not what I wanted to do. That wasn't my reality. It is now. I want to have a family. But
ain't nobody trying to be 18 and pregnant. Ain't nobody trying to be 18 and pregnant.
Right.
Been pregnant for 5 babies for 5 years. Now I can't drink no mimosas for 5 years. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You keep going. You keep
but
going.
I was looked at that. But then it's like, he said, Renee, what do you think is worse? I said, it's tough for being a Black woman, because if I want the doors that are open that people say are open for a man are now open for a woman. Like, look, if she's gonna do this, then we gotta hold off because she get pregnant. All this stuff, yada yada yada, all the excuses. But the laws and everything dictate everything everybody feels. And these men that are making the laws are a lot older than me. So they ain't gotta, and they're men. They don't gotta birth no kids.
That's the real issue there.
All they gotta do is sit on their high horse and drink beer and get they maid or whatever, and they probably messing with the maid. So I'm just saying.
No, that's the real issue. The real issue is laws are being written by 80-year-olds. Yeah, the real issue is laws are being written by 80-year-old men. We do need to address that. We need to address that. There's nothing that ever came. There's not a single good thing that ever came out of a room full of 80-year-old men.
Right.
Not a single good thing has ever happened in a room full of 80-year-old men. That's also another issue.
I'll say what you can't say, Antonio. I'll say.
Well, yes.
My husband wanted to say something. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, Frida, and then we'll unmute Prophet Jerry in a second. Go ahead, Frida.
Yeah, this abortion thing, is it more about not having babies or having babies?
I wish you didn't ask that question. There's a 1987 book by a man named Ben that laid out the roadmap for what we live in today.
Right. It's not about not having babies. It's more about having the babies.
There's a 1987 book that addresses that and how not having enough babies is the issue. 1987 book by a man named Ben. Somebody put out in the chat earlier that literally wrote the roadmap. And this man was an advisor to a president in the 80s. It doesn't matter which one, but if you Google it, it ain't too hard to see. And if you read the book, which I own, what a wonderful time to be alive. What a wonderful time to be alive. Let me get Prophet Jerry, and I'm going to read Monica's comment that's tying up the chat, then get Dolores to Queen Chi and Sandra. And you ladies, this is you. Y'all got it. If somebody need, and we got a ladies on YouTube as well. We got Mom 3 virtual on there and some other folk as well. But go ahead. Prophet Jerry, go ahead. I'll meet you back. Let's roll.
Greetings, Bishop. How you doing?
I am doing swell, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, doing well. You was talking about help me, right? Well, help me, excuse me.
Wait. King James, help me. You understand that when you come from Jerome Church, it's a help me.
And let me tell you something. That first May, I treated like shit.
Yep.
I can say that.
No, you sure can.
Because we always fight. We always argue, all this stuff. So I didn't know how to be a helpmate because of the fact of, oh, the man is the head and he's the macho. That tradition again of men being who they are. And the pastor I was under, he mistreated his wife secretly, but it was openly also. And so now I had to learn, before I even met Renee, I had to learn how to love me, love myself. And now I don't mind being a helpmate. The work is not just all on her. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Sometimes I love to help cook. I cook a bad cornbread, Bishop. I cook a bad cornbread.
Look, I don't trust nobody. If you don't have this, well, I got muscles right there. But if you don't have that little, yeah. If you ain't got that little jelly that float right there, I'm not eating your cornbread. Yeah, I'm not eating your cornbread. So I know you cook a good cornbread.
I don't mind. I don't mind because it's to the fact that we're in this together. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that mentality no more of, I'm the head, you do as I say. Listen to this. But anyway, it's really important that you do this together, because that's how you can look at Grace, parents, and Mr. Phil and Miss Susan, how long they've been together. We was on the cruise yesterday. We met somebody that was like 53 years in marriage.
God bless him.
And she was just helping him because he can't hardly walk. She was helping him get on the boat and everything. So it's important that when you stay together and you communicate and you talk, you talk and you say, look, this ain't happening.
Well, I tell you, 50,
because
70
at one
years.
time,
keep going.
Because one time I was at the point, because of what happened to me, I tried to blame it on Renee. That Renee was doing. She was on the beauty mom, knowing that it takes, when you get weave, no disrespect to the weaves, but when you get weaves, it take a while. You can't just wash it and whatever. So because of what happened in the former marriage, I knew what was going on, but I brought it to, in the beginning, before we got married, I brought it into this relationship. Then I had to change some things because of the fact of, if I kept on, I wouldn't have been married today.
Bro, I feel you. Let me say a couple of things there. I'll fix this whole system. Give me 7 minutes. 7 minutes. First thing I do is I'll add child support on rent. Your monthly rent or mortgage got your child support attached to it. How fast you think that'll fix it? How many condoms do you think you're gonna wear when I do that? What you think? What you think gonna happen? Your mortgage $2,225 plus your $700 a month child support. Yeah, that'll fix it real quick. That'll fix it real quick. That'll fix it real quick. Plus, I bet you we'll have some male contraceptives in 90 days. Some male birth control pills, 90 days. It won't take long. Won't take long at all. Won't take long at all. And there's a joke, 57-year marriage sound like a 57-year full-time, 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job when you can't correct your boss. That's what it sounds like. Come on, Dolores.
All right, so really quick, my question is, how do you humble yourself as you've been independent, like I've been independent and strong-minded and doing everything since I was 17?
Yeah.
How do you humble yourself to allow a man to be a man when you've been taking care of everything yourself since you were 17? But you don't belittle the man. However, you expect the man to be a man.
Fair enough. Do you want me to, may I answer you freely?
Sure.
I'm about to get in trouble. We are bringing up race and white supremacy. So everybody get your uncomfortable skin on. Dolores' question is not a question. Neither is her problem a problem, and neither is her problem a heart issue. Disclaimer goes as follows, Dolores. You don't have a problem of humbling yourself. And neither do you have a problem of belittling a man. Even if you don't humble yourself and don't belittle a man, and do belittle a man, you still don't have that problem. Your real problem is as follows. Dolores, Black woman, born. Black woman was told by white man to her mama, Black mama, come to the hospital, we're gonna take care of you. Dolores was born with the white man taking care of her Black mama. Dolores was then born. Dolores breastfed. Mama said, well, listen, this is too much. I don't have time to do it right now. White man said, look, I got some tools. I got Similac. I got some breast pumps. Ain't no problem. I'm going to take care of you. Dolores can't even talk yet. She's already inundated with the power of the white man taking care of her. Dolores then goes to preschool. White man says, Dolores, you come to kindergarten. We're going to have a good future for you. Dolores says, show you right. Show you right. Dolores then goes to kindergarten, goes to elementary. You know what we're going to do, right? We're going to do a kindergarten graduation for you. We might even do a 4th grade graduation for you. We got you. Go ahead and get to the 4th grade. We're going to take care of you. Dolores says, got you. My mama taught me that if I get a good job, go to school, get off on weekends, white man going to take care of me. Yeah, it's going to be good. Dolores say, I tell you what, graduate, Dolores, we're going to take care of you. We got a good job for you, got a good diploma for you, got a good degree for you. We're going to take care of you. Dolores said, say less. Now Dolores 17. Under the illusion she'd been taking care of herself, that was her words, since she was 17 years old. Now, white man been taking care of Dolores. Dolores has been walking to white fruit, to white fruit, to white fruit. So now when she meet a Black man at the age of 25 saying, submit, cook me some food, won't you go and pick me up? Won't you go and do this? Dolores say, you ain't nothing but dick. I asked her, can I speak freely?
Yes, you can, sir. So now Dolores got to be discerning and go back and check the man out and make sure that man was going to the same school she was, because he got the same education she does, and he probably going to treat her a different kind of way.
Exactly. So
drop the mic.
Here's the deal. You ain't got to like what I said. This is only a problem in the Black relationship. Hear me well. It is only in I asked her, can I speak freely? She said, sure. Only in the Black relationship does the Black woman compete with the Black man and the Black man compete with the Black woman. In no other couple will you see as consistent as competition between the genders, or this, you can take it out of gender, it don't even matter. The black spouse competes with the black spouse. So by the time Antonio comes and try to treat Dolores anything, not only is Dolores been taken care of by the white man her whole life, she thinks it's her because all that taken care of came from white fruit. You say what you want. Two, if Antonio doesn't have enough white fruit and white degrees and white rewards, Dolores then says, I can't submit to you.
Rewind, play.
Dolores does not have a character problem. Dolores does not have a humility problem. Dolores is programmed by white supremacy. That's all. Accounting for that will free Dolores. That is it. Did y'all hear me say very well? Ain't nothing wrong with Dolores. Did y'all hear me? And I also said she ain't doing nothing wrong. Didn't I say it? I defended Dolores as I rebuked her programming. Did I not?
Well.
All right. So I don't want you to think she said something bad, but I do need you to know that all her doing well came from the fruits of white labor. And now she's having a problem submitting to the black man because white man took care of her whole life. Now all I am is sexual satisfaction. So when I ask for anything else, I got her messed up. And if I don't have enough white trinkets, what's white trinkets, Antonio? Is your face shaved? Is your hair kept? Is your clothes clean? Is your degrees good? Do you get money? Do you have a bank account? Is your license straight? You got a criminal record? All the things that make me a good black man to be chosen is to be acceptable by the white culture.
Do you got a car and a house?
Acceptable by the white culture. I'm not telling you this is not, I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about programming. It is one of the most wonderful, beautiful thing about white supremacy. The January 6th Capitol riots is about white supremacy, whether you want to say it or not. The wonderful, beautiful thing about white supremacy is it is so amazing. And I know this sounds contradictory coming from me, but it is amazing. When you look at it objectively, it's amazing. White people invented no religions, but white supremacy is the most powerful religion on planet Earth. See, this is why they won't give me a microphone. Just give me 7 minutes on the national stage. I'll fix all this real quick.
Okay, so how do you shift to the next dimension?
No doubt. First off, you got to account for it, right? You have to say that, now this is going to hurt a little bit, but you have to say to yourself, okay, I've been programmed. Now what you have to do is you have to now say, well, everything that flows from me actually flowed from white supremacy. That's going to be the hardest part. And this is how you know when that's true, y'all. When you start your own company and it don't work, so you got to have that side gig, that side job. Yeah, you're saying that the guarantee of white fruit is more predictable than my black brain, than my black brand. This is why you Uber. This is why you put your money in the stocks and in real estate and all that stuff. You don't have to like it. And this is a black woman asking a black question about a black man. So this doesn't really apply to anybody but black woman that asks a question about a black man.
Right. And the black man got to get off their ass and get busy, Antonio. That's the bottom line.
Bottom line. So the deal is, how do you shift? You account for it. And now what Dolores says is, well, dang, what I actually got, what I call did it myself, what I call comfort is a white loan that I pay off every month. It's a white car loan I pay off every month. Even my black church has a white loan that they pay off every month. And everything I admire about my life and say I don't need a black man comes from the hands of the white man. And when you say that, you can then take it easy on me, because me too. That's how you shift. That's the realest thing I could possibly say concerning this question. You can't cut me some break. I can't get humility. I can't get humbleness. I can't get slack because you're holding me to a standard of have white trinkets, but then also be a provider as a black man to a black house when all you got to do is continue to walk a straight line in white fruit. But you're asking me to do much more than that. You're asking me to master the white man's world while coming back to a black household with different rules. So how you shift is you account for, and this is an uncomfortable conversation, but keep in mind, I'm not talking black, white. I'm talking about the programming that is inside of, in this case, the black woman, because that was her question. That was her question. You shift by cutting me some slack. How you cut me some slack, Antonio? Well, understand, same white fruit you got, same white fruit I got. And then thirdly and lastly, Dolores, and anybody suffering from Dolores. And tell me, who's all suffering from Dolores? Every black woman listening to me right now. I don't care what you say. Every last one of y'all listening to me right now.
I know it's me. I can say I'm learning myself right now as you're talking. That's me.
There you go. So you ask your question. So Antonio, how can I shift? Well, here's the third and most reasonable shift there is, Dolores and everybody else suffering from this. Let's repeat 1 and 2. Account for it. And then now you got to cut me some slack. Now that you accounted for it, now that you cut me some slack, now what you need to admit is you do humble yourself to a man. You do submit to a man. You do bend over backwards for a man. You do work hard for a man.
Don't say
it. Do everything for a man. It's just a white man. You're welcome.
Antonio T. Smith.
What'd you say, Dolores? You got dropped out.
I'll be one thing.
There you go. Keep in mind, it had nothing to do with Dolores being a good person, bad person. She's a fantastic person. And anybody struggling with this, that don't mean you're not tripping. You're programmed. That's all. And I didn't say a single bad thing about white people. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the legacy of slavery and the programming of Jim Crow and everything else like it. And the mere fact that I want my woman to submit and she won't. So I go get me a white woman to submit as if submission changes between race.
That's the process of mental health for me.
You get it? Hey, I'm gonna get me a white woman. So the woman changed. So you mean tell me a white woman and a black woman is not the same? Because they're the same. Please know Roe versus Wade changed all women, regardless of their nationality, creed, religion, background, culture, or anything. It's still a uterus. You still a woman. Just because I go pick an Asian woman and call her a trophy wife don't mean that's a thing. That's something we made up to handle our mental sickness. And Antonio, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it, Phil. They're not going to like me, but I'm going to say this. And I shouldn't say it, but I stand by it. I love the church. Amen. I love all y'all religions. Amen. I am so happy you have your religion. Amen. But the worst thing that ever happened to black people is the black church. And you're going to have to deal with that.
Amen.
You're going to have to deal with that. ASAP, right now. You're going to have to deal with that. You've been given $250 million a weekend. No, $25 million a weekend since 1838. And you 1% better. Come on, Queen Chi. come save me, because somebody throwing stones.
No, we about to go deeper. Perfect segue. So I have an issue with this lesser vessel.
I do too. I think it's trash.
Situation.
I think it's
It
trash.
is trash.
Yep.
So we need to stop. Okay, F these laws and all of that, because you only allow what affects you is what you allow to affect you. And so we need to start teaching from our children, from these pulpits, from organizations, from leadership, from the bottom up, the top down, everywhere, that we are one. We are equal. We have different strengths. Yes, you guys are physically stronger than us, but women are usually spiritually intuitively stronger than men. So we have our different strengths, and we're supposed to work together to feel, to in this wholeness, in this oneness, to bring humanity to the next status of dimension, right? So this lesser vessel thing, every time I hear it, it's just like, stop saying that, stop teaching that. That is not true. And to back it up, so I think that everybody need God and therapy. Okay. So when I was in my therapy session,
fair enough,
she talked about this thing called transactional analysis, which is a model of communication. And she talked about how the different positionings of when you approach people. So there is the parental to child, and not just saying to your children, but when you as a person, a maturity level, if you act like a child in your maturity, then the natural response for the other party is to take the positioning of a parental figure to bring order from the chaos, right? And if you start off from the parental figure where you're dictating things, the natural response from the other party is to respond in an immature way to you. Like, you're not gonna keep telling me what to do. All that.
That's human behavior.
Tantrum
that's
and all
human
of that,
behavior.
Right?
Only way to overcome aggression is to hit it with more aggression, as most people think. Human behavior.
But she talked about how in communication, in relationship, we should be moving from what she would call adult to adult. If you treat the other party with respect and honor, no matter what age they are, so that's speaking, if this is your child, it doesn't matter who the other party is. Respect to respect, honoring to honoring, the understanding that you are different, you have different perspectives, you have a different life, you have whatever that makes you today, honoring that, respecting that, and the other party also honoring and respecting that we coming together to work together to bring a solution to whatever, and not, this is my way, let me dominate you in your way. That's where the problem come in. If every person entered into situations and were like, I'm coming in wanting to be in harmony with you, then it would just be a whole different dynamic, and these laws would mean nothing, because we would work together on a human to human level to make sure that everybody is good and okay.
Fair enough. There's a lot that you said in there that needs to break down so I can explain to everybody else. She's not talking about anarchy, get rid of the laws. She's saying there's a natural law that is just respected by all human beings in all life. And that's why I need God and therapy, so you can go back and unbrainwash yourself and get to these natural laws. Because if you get in harmony with one another, there's things you just won't do, and we won't even need to be having all these laws. It's basically half of the summation of her argument, which I 100% agree with. Just trying to break it down for everybody else who couldn't follow that. Secondly, and I'm not even going to comment on this, as she was talking about women being a weaker vessel, which I disagree, but I'm gonna keep my manly opinion out of it. And we just need, that gets on her nerves, but it gets on mine too. I won't comment on it, but I will tell you what the Bible says. The problem is your King James is not the Bible. That's a translation of what you call the Bible.
Say it again.
Your King James is not the Bible. It's a translation of the Bible. Greek, to go to the punchline, Peter did not say, because that's where y'all drawing this from. Peter. You're drawing this from Peter. You're drawing this from Peter. Respect your wives, blah, blah, blah. This, who is the weaker vessel? That's not what the Greek says. That Greek word is skeus. Transliterated, it doesn't matter. Skeus. Thank God for my master's degree in this subject. Skeuos has debatable meanings. It does mean vessel. But the punchline what Peter is saying, is women are not weak vessels. They're just weaker than men the way he's using it. Not weaker in flesh and character. He's talking about 200 pounds, 100 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? That's all he's talking about. He's not talking about that women, because every time you think about the flesh, you always think about the lower nature. But flesh is used three ways. Flesh is used as your actual body. The Greek word is sarkos, sarxes, and it's your natural body, or sin nature, or lower nature. It just depends on how you're using it. We are flesh. That means we are lower than what God is. Your flesh is wicked. That means your lower nature is wicked. Or Jesus was wrapped in flesh, which means skin upon him. You use it three different ways. That's all. So when Peter was talking about the weaker vessel, he was simply talking about men, since you're stronger, do better. That's it. He was saying you have the burden of doing better because genetically, everything I just said about what women need to do to you, you need to do even better than them. How is that any different than the strong should carry the infirmities of the weak? That's no different. But when the male pastor get up there, go back to Jerome's point, better teaching. When the male pastor get up there, go ahead and submit, woman. You are the weaker versus by God. And then we'll go, look at what happened to Eve. You know, all that stupid stuff like that, right? So we need to calm the hell down. Come on, Sandra. Ooh, y'all gonna get us in trouble. We all getting canceled on this. Everybody getting canceled. Go ahead, Sandra.
My observation.
Hey, Grace, remind me to come back to something Renee said earlier. Go ahead, Sandra. Sorry.
Of mankind is really interesting. But anyway, I was wondering if you had saw the movie Under the Banner of Heaven.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my. Oh my. I would suggest everyone on this call that is listening to everything that we are talking about, everyone that has a concern about the law and where it is placed upon us in any way, would watch that. It's actually a series, but I can't remember which host is on, but it is phenomenal. It does a great job of explaining why the people over 70 are holding the seats. It explains a lot of why women are thought of in the way that they are thought of. And it explains literally what's happening now. And I am just, whew, but it's just a suggestion, especially for men, I believe, because anyway, yeah, it's crucial.
No
Just
doubt.
my thought.
No, I got you. Let me help y'all out. I'm gonna say I'm gonna get canceled again. Roe versus Wade is a baby boomer problem. Let me explain. Baby boomer generation is from 1946, 1964. Roe versus Wade original date is 1973. Number one. Did you catch that? Was that real slick? You catch it? And then the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, guess what we did? We rushed in, young folk took over Congress who were baby boomers, and they're still in. And now, baby boomers is messing with women. The same people you voted in the 70s and 80s are the same people controlling your uterus. She said, under the banner of heaven, Susan, what she said. And let me address something that Renee said earlier. Put that in the chat, Grace, under the banner of heaven. Let me address something Renee said earlier because it really bothered me. I agree with her, but it really bothered me when she was talking about how women get victim blamed for being raped. That bothers me a lot. I've met Dolores, I've met Queen Chi, attractive, fair-skinned women with, you probably shouldn't put them in the front of your church praise dancing as some men would say they are voluptuous, is what that would be. You know, stuff like that. At least that's what they would say. You know, they got to have the extra layer of protection. You know, how did you say it, Queen Chi, the other day? No flashlight. Something I forget what you said. You said something like that. You know, something like that. You know,
No headlights on.
No headlights on. Yeah, you understand. Got to have a little extra protection. You know, extra protection. It makes no sense for men. We do this though, to blame women for looking good, and that's why you got raped, or blaming women for having on revealing clothes, and that's why you got raped. You know what? Every time I go into the bank, it looked like it should be robbed. And I never say, but shit, y'all supposed to get robbed. Look at all this money up in here. It makes no sense. It makes no more sense.
Oh my God, I never even thought about it like that. God, that makes so much sense. Oh my God.
you know, y'all got the vaults open, the doors open. You count my money in front of me. This looks real good to be robbed. It's y'all fault I robbed you.
Just go ahead and give me all the money. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? In the bank, every time I walk into the bank, it look real sexy, Frida. The bank is looking sexy. It's looking like they need to pay a few more of my bills than what I came in here for. And then y'all got the whole deposit area, you know, where you keep the deposit safety boxes open. But then the ATM is outside. The whole ATM look like it need to be drug off with my car. And I never use that as an excuse to rape the bank. So we full of manure. There you go. We're full of manure. That's called gaslighting. And this is why it frustrated me the most. We have genuinely gaslighted you women into being raped. We gaslight you women so much into being raped that especially, there we go again, you know how much, if you come from a culture, there we go, I'm gonna say it this way. If you come from a culture what happens in this house, stays in this house, you know what culture that is, you know what culture that is, don't you play with me. What go in this house, what happened in this house, stay in this house. Don't you go to that church and is that not the truth? Did we not?
The truth. That's
Okay.
the truth. You already did.
This is why you got women being raped, molested by uncles and all sorts of stuff, and then have to go to church and worship and say God is good when they can't even tell their mama, I just been violated. You've been gaslighted into the worst possible situation that I could ever possibly think of. And on behalf of all men, we apologize. At least the smart men on this call. Because it's trash. It's absolutely trash what we put y'all through. And then we got to convince
5 minutes, I'll lock them all up.
5 minutes.
Throw away the key. And I might castrate them if they look at me wrong.
You understand. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The idea of, I'm sorry, women. I had more to say. I do apologize. And that's maybe frustrating when they say, I just didn't say nothing then because I knew, Phil, if I said something then, it wouldn't go come out right. And that was the gentle version. and that didn't even come out right. That was a gentle version, and that didn't even come out right. That was like 8 different translations later, Grace, because I had 7 more I really wanted to say. And number 1 was kind of what Anthony was saying: castrate them all, make them eunuchs, make them eunuchs, give them the Bible or the Quran, make them eunuchs, do something, you know.
I always say what you can't say, brother.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for sure. You women deserve better. And you're not going to get better until we, as a team, do better. You understand?
Straight up facts.
Yeah, straight up. If we, now some of this, y'all got to, let's go back to that programming thing. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but men are actually afraid to open up y'all doors. Oh yeah, y'all did it. Y'all did it. Like right now, if I say, you know, every time a woman go to a gas station, men should just be like, hold on, man, I'll pump it for you. But we can't do that. Because you're going to think we doing this and this and this. We can't hold your door open because you, all that stuff like that. We can't do it. We can't do it. So chivalry, it's not dead, but it's hard to come by because we afraid to do it.
And you know what, Antonio? You can, when I got with Jay, and he would be like, well, I want to do this. And I would be like, you know, and then I had to let the brakes. I had to cut off the brakes and be like, he's wanting to do for you, Renee. As my mom used to say, use whole brain thinking, Renee, and let him. You get so used to people trying to take that the ones that actually honestly want to give, you just get all jacked up in the game, because you just don't want to let them. And you know what? I let and said, go ahead, baby. You want to do it, whatever you're able to do, or you know what I'm saying, everything. Go ahead. I sit back and just be Queen Renee and let him be king. And just, but it was deep because I just like, I'm just so used to doing. No, just scale back. You know, it doesn't make me any less to let him continue to be the king of the castle. You know what I'm saying? Because we ruling together.
Yeah, it doesn't make you any less, but that don't mean you believe that at that time.
Right. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Might get your head bit off, Antonio, doing
might do it. Might do it. Listen, and right now I am under no illusion. Here's what I know for sure. I know right now, somewhere, this is the programming thing again. I know right now, somewhere, there is a woman hearing or overhearing, or there is a man hearing or overhearing. And right now they're saying, that's true, but not mine. That's true, but you don't know what my husband do. That's true, but you don't know what my wife do. And you are the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. Period, point blank. It's never going to change. You are the problem. First off, people do the best they can with what they have. Secondly, you are only viewing whoever you complaining about through your tainted lens. That is it. And all you can see, you can't see none of their good because you've made up in your mind, you're only going to see their bad. And until you do shadow work, until you look in the mirror, until you work on yourself, you're never going to be the solution that is required for you to have harmony in your relationship. It's just not going to change. Go ahead, Phil.
And a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest.
That's it. Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to lay a little bomb on us, but if you think about it for a while, we're saying this is what you shouldn't be.
Right.
Todd Rundgren has a song that says, men are stupid, women are evil. That's just the way it's got to be. Happy anniversary. Now, here's the lyrics. Men will drag you to their den, and their feelings they won't share. And for years, they do not care. And they think they are so smart, and they're not. Men are stupid. Would you agree behaving like that is stupid?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the other side of women are evil. Women will use their sex to put a yoke around your neck, and they'll want you to change. And when you don't, they'll hold you to blame.
Wow. What's the name of that song, Phil?
Men Are Stupid, Women Are Evil by Todd Rundgren.
Man, that sounds like it should be required reading. Yes, ma'am.
I don't really agree with that.
They're talking
song.
about that behavior is evil. If you translated that all women are, no, that behavior, women using their sex to put a rope around your neck, and when you change, when you don't, they'll hold you to blame. That's what's evil.
That's
not the
evil.
rest of it.
Yeah, they're using sex as a weapon.
But that's like
evil.
a tiny little fleck of what we're talking about here, about when there's the union of marriage and how that should be conducted. And, you know, you're taking it, you know, men are stupid, so that's way. And women are always, you know, wanting themselves. So those
No,
are
not always. See, you're misunderstanding me. The point of the song is those two behaviors are true, so don't do that. Men, don't be stupid, and women, don't use sex to get what you want. That's the whole purpose of the song.
Right. And then there's harmony when you do that. Yep.
Yeah, there's harmony when you do
get
that.
it, but I get that. But the good that we just came through in this class of, you know, the structure of a marriage according to the Bible, then if that was there, then that whole thing wouldn't be there. So I'm just going back to the beauty of God knowing that what you said could happen, or all these other things can happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
If you're godly, you won't do those things. If you're godly, you won't be stupid. And you won't use sex as your neck.
That's true. That's the fruits of the spirit, right? That's the fruits of the spirit.
That's the point.
Yeah. No. And I absolutely right. And I'm fully on the same page with Susan as well, because men love to take advantage of things, don't we? We like to twist. As soon as we get something, we like to twist it. Phil's saying don't twist it. But we sure like twisted. We sure like getting something. Make it work. I got it. It's in my house now. We get things twisted all the time. We'll wrap this up and give y'all plenty of platforms for sure. We'll do this Monday as well, because women, if you got to say something and you got to share something, you need to have your voice be heard. If by any means, for sure. So let's try to condense this wonderful conversation into one sentence. Probably 10 words or less, so everybody could walk away and be challenged. And of course, we're all going to do the same thing. We're all going to walk away from this call, and our subconscious is going to keep working on these problems and these ideas. That's the beautiful thing about open conversations. Nobody was judged. And I mean, that's, Phil says, how do you explain what just happened on this call? Like, how do you say, hey, it was a business company that gave women a platform? And like, how do you explain that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you can't explain what happens here for sure, at least not all the time. If I was to say, actually, I don't think I should. Grace, I'm a man. Why the hell would I sum up this conversation? How about you, Grace, sum up this conversation? Tell us what it is like. So let me explain what's happening. Even though Grace don't want no kids, they're still saying, Grace, you are a piece of property that should be legislated by law. They're saying, Grace, that was accurate statement that I just said. You are a piece of property, Grace, that should be legislated by law. Your sexual practices should be legislated by law. Your sexual reproductions should be legislated by law, because you're not holy enough, smart enough, your brain isn't developed enough to control, to even know what to do, to even do right. by your sexual practices in your uterus. And to top all that off, Grace, men voted for you and never invited you to the room. That's what happened. Now, give us, please, your own one sentence so we can all walk away from it. You go ahead.
Well,
don't be fancy. Give us
Come
the
on,
women.
Zaria. Come on, Zaria.
it sounds like I'm no more than cattle.
There it is. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm no more than cattle. That's what we're gonna walk away with this conversation with. Now, our job is to let our subconscious agree with that, let our subconscious disagree with that, so we can come up with arguments. By argument, I mean the definition of the word argument. Okay, I don't mean like F you, Susan. No, I don't mean that. Not that. Not that. Right. I mean the idea of proposing a thesis and using supporting details to respectfully discuss said thesis. Is all I mean by the word argument. Okay. You got to be careful, Susan, when you tell people, bring your arguments. You sure right, you stupid liberals. No, don't bring those arguments. They did that January 6th. They brought their arguments to the White House. That's a different way to argue. Apparently, January 5th, they was doing reconnaissance, taking pictures with phones and stuff, but I'm not going to bother y'all about that, okay? I'm not going to bother you about that. A man was about to sum up this call and was in vibration enough to say, wait a minute, man, shut your mouth up. Let this woman say something. And then we picked Grace, someone who was single with no kids, which is a very good way to sum up this call. Someone whose future has been legislated. And she's not even part of the system they trying to control. That's why I picked Grace. Can you see it? Dolores. Single, no kids. Now they controlling her. You understand? It's incredible. Incredible how they said, Dolores, I know you're not the problem, but you too. Didn't like you much anyway. You're a piece of cattle. Be branded. Great summation. So as we end, what we'll do is we'll dedicate Monday. Remind me, please, Chris. You know I'm gonna forget. We'll dedicate Monday for you all to openly discuss Roe versus Wade, and because you deserve to. Because I don't know if anybody else is going to give you the opportunity to do it, and we'll just facilitate a conversation. I do want to point out that every man here, it was 4, all alpha men, were sick of this problem. So at least, ladies, you have 4 allies. At least.
Thank you.
Yes, at least you got 4 allies for sure. Go ahead, Phil.
If men got pregnant,
yep,
abortion would be a sacrament.
Yep, holy and acceptable. Phil said you take communion and then you go to the left door and get an abortion. Every Sunday morning it would be church service would be an hour and 15 minutes. 30 minutes of that would be dedicated to get abortions, is what Phil is saying. And then we would make worship through participation out of that. And we would call it holy and acceptable. And we would do our Hail Marys. And we would say, we've been blessed this day. All right, everybody, that's the end of our call. We would do this again Monday. And thank you for your time. Women, I wish I had the words to comfort you, but I do not. But I do have the platform so you can vent. That I will do. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. Love you, everybody.
Love you more.
More.
All right, everybody go. Y'all go take the day off.
More.
Grace, you got
A few
about
more.
you got about 6 to 12 people you need to call directly, Grace, about the drop shipping thing.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Call them all today.